Hello, hello, good evening. Thank you for the text. And also thank you for the biddy, Simi. Hello! How are y'all doing? I hope you're well.
It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday, and it doesn't feel like... I'm not gonna lie. Like, wait, it's already the middle of the week, but it's not the middle of the week, it's only Tuesday. It's just I so barely stream on Tuesdays. My entire, like, feeling of time is just off. Also, wow. Okay, so funny story. You know how Twitch has sometime last year given us this new ad manager thingy, whatever, that I've been ignoring until literally this weekend. I didn't even know when ads would be playing on this channel, which is honestly a little unfortunate because I feel like sometimes I would be in the most amazing cutscene or whatever happening, and then there's like a big giant ad that I didn't even know was there. So I changed up some of those settings to see, I don't know if that is in any way better, and I just saw my first notification that literally right now, because oh yay, I have a 5-minute music playing before I actually properly start the stream, and like literally the second I pressed on, oh hey, okay, we're starting it, it's been the 5 minutes, the song's over, it's like there's an ad playing. I'm like, really? Are you kidding? Are you joking? But yeah, I changed up some of the settings. I don't know if that's gonna be of any importance to literally anyone, but maybe I can figure out a better way for that to be. But yeah, welcome back. We are back with Twofold. We have last played Twofold only on Sunday, so it's honestly not been that long, and we got through like basically half the route already anyway, so I'm gonna try no promises, but I am gonna try and make it through the rest of it. If I saw an ad in your streams, would have been in the very early streams. I mean, yeah. Honestly, I don't know if you would have, because you've been here for so long. I think I wasn't even an affiliate yet. So there shouldn't have been any. At least like not I don't know. I honestly don't know. But yeah, I changed up some of those settings to see if that does make a difference in any way. So we're gonna have to deal with that from now on. I'm gonna use the funny little ad breaks to, I don't know, maybe get up and stretch my legs sometimes more often, because as you know, I sit for most of my streams, I just sit for however many hours they go. I just sit without ever moving. That's not healthy. How long you've been here? Everything was like the first time. Aww.
You will never be free.
You're stuck here forever. But yeah. Last time we barely finished Act 1, which means we're gonna... Oops. Don't threaten me with a good time. We're gonna jump right back into it in the start of Act 2. The sun melts into the sky as it begins to set, its hot, vivid colors contrasting the shades of blue and white sprinkled across the ground. My bag is filled to the brim with books. I'm on my way to sell them at a fraction of the cost I paid for them. The bliss of being rid of them will make up for the sunk cost, I'm sure. Yeah, that's what I mean. I also don't know if non-affiliate streams get ads. I mean, at this point, I feel like everyone probably gets ads because Twitch is a money-hungry Amazon front, so... The question is just if the streamer behind it actually gets maybe a fraction of the money from those ads. It's a little surreal after stressing about it for so long. I wasn't even sure I'd make it through the semester, let alone successfully. And I'm only a short time away from collecting my associate's degree. Where am I going next? I don't actually know. I still have a semester to think it over, but it's about time to look at universities or jobs to apply to. Time doesn't stop just because you hit a milestone. I wouldn't be here without Caprice and the art club. What about that? What happens with them next? Caprice said she wants to continue meetings through the winter break, but despite my reservations about whether or not I fit in with a group of artists, I've come to look forward to being with them. I owe it mostly to the club's atmosphere, as much as art is the theme of its meetings, the heart of it is friendships. I hope they formed up to me too, Caprice especially. Despite the stress, the days spent with her this past semester stick out vividly as happy memories, each and every one. Club was part of that for sure, but there's more to it than that. Whenever I boarded a trolley and she wasn't there, I felt a little disappointed. When she was, my heart flipped just a tiny bit. We talked about bringing our books back today, but we didn't plan on going together. The trolley starts to pull up, and I find myself hoping that I see her as it comes into view.
Ollie!
Yeah! And there she is. Hi!
Hey, writing buddy.
Campus business, buddy. I've got some club paperwork to take care of. They'll recognize us officially next semester for sure.
Nice. I proudly tap my backpack.
I'm returning books. Good riddance.
You made it through. Congrats on passing.
It's so crazy to me that you have to buy these textbooks for college. Because, like, during normal school years, of course, every year you had different books, but it was always like, you get them for the year, but you have to give them back anyway. Like, it's basically just a very, very long term of just getting them lent from the school library, basically. That's what our school books were like, at least. So sometimes some books were like, someone would always get the short end of the stick and get a book that was just horrendous. Like, every year they tell you, oh, you need to take good care of them, because if at the end of the year they look worse, you do have to pay money to make up for that. But every year without fail, I would get at least one book that was just horrible in its condition, and I'm like, okay, so everyone else gets to give back their books however the fuck they want, like ripped out pages, watermarks everywhere. Not watermarks, that's the wrong word. Like when they get wet and everything. But oh no, how dare I accidentally like fold in a page that you can very easily fix again. No. You will never understand. I'm so glad I'm out of school. There was a hands up and an adorably exaggerated cheer.
Thanks, but you already said that.
I was supposed to buy some books we had to buy. Oh, interesting. No, I don't think we had any books we had to buy. Not during like grade school up to 10th, 11th grade, whatever.
I know, but twice won't hurt. Or 3 times.
Arms go up and down and up again to emphasize each exclamation.
Thank you.
What's next for you?
Yeah, honestly, what we had to buy was always those like, ooh, here's some preparing for exams, like the big ones. We don't have exam season where it's like, oh, okay, this is the time of the year where you just write every single day for a week straight in every single subject. But we had exams the entire year. But obviously for like getting your to graduate, you would have super big tests at the end. So for those, we had to like buy books to prepare us for those which had previous exam questions, so you could work through those, yada yada yada. Except they stopped actually including like, or like making you able to buy past exam questions. Like they straight up just went, oh no, you cannot buy those anymore. They don't sell those anymore because that would mean they have to come up with completely new questions. And this way, if no one can buy the old ones, they can just reuse them. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening actually? The one time, that's literally the only time that it ever came in handy, that my mom has forced me to photocopy every single one of my exams for years straight, because I would just have the old ones to look back on. We had so many folders of just old, I threw it away finally, but I still had a folder which had every single exam from my 5th grade. My fifth 5th fucking grade. Who needs that? No one ever needs it again, but I had a photocopy of every single one of my exams. Just in case. She's asked this before and I'm still not quite sure how to answer. For a while I wasn't even sure if there'd be a next step after this semester, so honestly I haven't been committing much brain power to it.
I don't know.
Which is fair.
Will you still come to club meetings?
Expression eager, she leans in closer to me. I try not to lean away. I at least know what my short-term plans are.
The winter meetings? Yeah.
I answer without hesitation. She smiles mildly, giving the setting sun some competition. You are so whipped! Are you hearing yourself? Giving the setting sun some competition? Damn!
Yes! I'm so glad you're staying aboard.
Feelings mutual.
Of course. What? Did you think I'd just use you for grades and leave?
Nah, not you. You wouldn't do that.
It is.
You trusted me that much?
It paid off. The art club's latest, greatest member.
More and more Caprice's little uplifts and compliments start to feel believable. Or at least they seem to be hitting me differently than they used to.
Hardly greatest.
Everyone's the greatest, Ollie.
You would say that.
She grins at me as the trolley comes to a stop at our destination.
But there's only one president.
He's so cute. I feel bad saying this, but honestly, the first time you kind of got to know these characters and I stuck with Millie immediately, I was like, oh my god, I'm not sure I'm gonna like Caprice's route. Like, I like her, she's cute and everything, and from what we got to see in Millie's route, it's like, yeah, no, she genuinely means, she means very well. I was like, oh, I'm not sure I'm gonna enjoy her route, but now I'm like, my baby, my daughter. Nothing bad. I hope nothing bad ever happens to you again. We disembark the trolley together, stretching in unison as we do.
Hey, let's meet back at the club room later.
Is anyone else here today?
Just you could show to students. Oh, that's cool though. Your teacher was that impressed. That's cool. We had a teacher once ask if they could use a funny little mascot we came up with for a presentation because she liked it so much. It was a potato. Like, genuinely, just a Mr. Potato. We gave him some funny eyes and a top hat and a cane. And she liked him, like, to emphasize. I don't remember what the actual thing was about, but we had that guy in several different poses, and she liked it so much. She was like, she can have the files if she's allowed to use them, the Mr. Potato on papers and then her own materials. We were like, I mean, sure, it's not like there's copyright on this guy. We just drew him because it was a fun idea. So someone out there, if they have this teacher now, they will be getting handouts with a Mr. Potato with a top hat and a cane in the corner. We drew years ago.
Not that I know of.
So it's just us two. Just us.
Alright then. See you later.
Bye!
She makes her way inside, leaving me alone at the gate. As quickly as the stress of making it through the semester left me, and that anxiety was quick to take its place. It'll be as good a time as any to talk about things. Right. I dump my near-empty backpack on the floor and take a seat in what's become my usual chair. The art club room is illuminated by the setting sun through the blinds of the window. I've seen this room in this light before, but something about it now feels a little bit sad. It's not just the end of the day, but the end of the semester. It's not the end of the art club, though. I couldn't leave even if I wanted to. The bouncy sound of footsteps alerts me to the reason why coming up the hallway. Alerts me to the reason why coming up the hallway to join me in the room.
It's good to be done with that. I hate dealing with that stuff.
Hi. She plops down in a seat near me.
It's part of the job, unfortunately.
Eileen likes to do it instead, usually.
Likes to, huh?
Well, it's all over now.
Yep.
Slouching lower, she lets out a grey sigh. She looks around the room, so I follow her lead and do the same. I try to take in the image of painted canvases, both finished and unfinished. Most are Eileen's, though I recognize some of Alison's. There's a few posters about, some of Caprice's distinct style, alongside a small handful of Wallace's prints. The whiteboard didn't have so much writing reads, Step 1, listen! Step 2, draw!
I wonder how many more times we'll be back here. Not many, huh?
We've got next semester at least.
Aw, thank you for the posture check! And the hydro time. She allows herself a moment of melancholy as her eyes sweep across the room.
Well, it's not like we need this room to get
Give her the
together.
pet.
Ooh. Okay, that made my microphone go absolutely bonkers. Is new and winning? I am. New is always new winning. How are you? Just as quick as it's gone, her usual cheerful self was back again, quite literally hopping back to attention's eyes, catch mine again. I did, yeah. But I think this one the microphone was not expecting, so it just went completely off the rails.
Definitely.
I feel like there are things I want to say, but I don't really know how to say them. It's hard to even articulate it to myself.
Say, Ollie.
Yeah? You're crackheading. Now. I don't know if I really get it. There's this desire, this need almost to speak up, but without knowing what will come out of my mouth once I do so. It's impossible to rehearse the words in my head.
I've been thinking.
All I can do is pull the trigger and see where this goes.
The devil trigger.
So listen. I know it hasn't been that long.
Oh, she's already blushing. There it is, there it is.
Hey,
Oh my god, she was not listening.
sorry, but can I ask you something?
Wait. Are we just both going? No. She looks slightly taken aback. It's at this point I realize I've kind of interrupted her. Caprice was this close to probably confessing, and you were all in your own heads to be like, I need to say this now, or I will never do it.
Oh, sorry. Continue.
No. Go ahead.
Really, I didn't mean to.
It's fine.
I'm more than willing to keep going in circles, but with how much she's stammering, it feels like it'll be futile to try and push her into it. I mean, I can go first. That's fine, right? I had the words in my head, but... Ugh.
What were you gonna ask?
Ugh. It's too embarrassing, and way too forward. There's no way I could do that. She'd probably think it's weird anyway.
It's no good to keep things in.
Talk! Please! Please, I promise! She's right, of course. Her energy and determination seeps into everything she says and does, and I find myself feeding off that as my resolve steals. Now or never.
In fact,
I like you.
What?
Would you want to go on a date sometime?
what?
Chills! Even more high-pitched than usual.
No, I was going to say that. A date?
Yeah. Would you like to go out with me sometime? Like on a date? Like a date? Yeah!
Wait, a date?
Yeah!
Like, dating?
Yes! Hi, good evening! She's something of a frantic look as she moves about anxiously. Her face is bright red and she laces and unlaces her fingers together in an uncharacteristically nervous fashion.
Yes.
Like on a date? On a date?
Valid reaction! She holds her face in her hands and shakes her head.
Is that a no?
You interrupted me. You can't just get the jump on me like that. That's not fair.
You're currently reading a webtoon where even a kiss was enough to make the girl realize he loves her. No way! No way! She starts making out. So what are we?
Wait, hold on. You told me to go first with how much you were trying to force it out of me. I figured
They
you
were
caught on.
roommates. These two are not roommates though. You mean you don't make out with your homies? I wonder if they want to.
No! I was just saying things. I've been psyching myself up for a while.
Will you kiss the homies goodnight?
So it's a yes.
Despite the snowfall outside, it feels like I'm about to melt from overheating. I must be blushing head to toe. And so is she.
Obviously.
Yeah!
Okay.
Cool.
Cool.
Cool. She smiles a little shyly, and it's a new kind of brilliant. Excuse me. Somehow she keeps showing me new ways to glow. Oh yeah! The aquarium date is free! Sorry. I'm so normal about aquarium dates. So normal. Finally, there we go. There we go. It's February and February, and we already have. Oh, I cannot talk. We already
So exciting!
have a game that features both an aquarium and also an aquarium date. There we go. Quota met. Woo! Also, thank you for the follow. Come in. Hope you enjoy your stay. I'm so normal about aquarium dates.
Yeah, but
The moment she stepped into the diner, I had a feeling.
Oh boy.
it already feels like I'm not doing enough.
As quick as I was to immediately jump to dating, I was just as eager to pass the buck to her when she offered to pick the place. Even if she jumped at the chance, I've still been feeling guilty about not being able to commit to something myself and leaving the burden of choice to her. You can choose next time. You can choose next time. It's not like you're only going to go on one day. Your aquarium date drop check. Yes, I adore the aquarium dates so much. They're so good. Last time I went to an aquarium was for my 18th birthday. That was 7 years ago. Oh my Jesus.
Well, she has to handle it, right? Did you have anywhere in mind yourself?
I don't know. Somewhere nice?
Which game will it be to fight God again? Good question. Good question. I'm not currently playing any game where I'm aware that God is going to be the end boss, so we'll see. We'll see. We'll probably one of the JRPGs though. No. I'm getting old. Please. I love as much. I know it's kind of a contradiction because I cannot handle fish and I don't like looking at fish, but an aquarium itself is so nice. Like I can handle them there.
Expensive nice?
Yes? I mean,
You're college students, honey.
it's a first date though.
And there's gonna be many more. Expensive restaurant is definitely a cliche, but the fact that it is a cliche makes me feel like it would have been a safe bet, which is something I feel like I desperately need not screw up first impressions. What do you mean first impressions? You guys have been hanging out the entire semester. Oh, first impressions on your first proper date? Like, what the fuck? Just do something that you both like. Doesn't need to be an expensive. Wow! Okay, thank you for the screenshot. How did I do that?
Do you think Caprice would have been impressed by somewhere expensive?
No.
See? Without question, that's not something Caprice cares about.
No one knows what Caprice likes better than Caprice herself. If she offered, just trust in her and go with the flow.
So true, Mom.
I wish she'd at least tell me what she has in mind. I don't want to underprepare or over-prepare.
Okay.
I didn't even think about over-preparing until now. God.
You're overthinking things again, sweetie.
So cute. Generic etiquette? No. Probably not. I inhale deeply.
I'm sure if she had something concrete in mind, she'd tell you. Have faith that Caprice knows you well enough to not put you on the spot like that.
I love this mom. Such a good mom. I exhale.
Remember, what you end up doing doesn't matter. The point is just being together. Be yourself and you'll be fine. okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, alright. Okay.
Relax and enjoy yourselves. If you aren't having fun, then she won't be either. You're excited, aren't you?
Yes.
That's one word for it.
Anxious, nervous, and sick to my stomach. Oh, also potential winners. Please, Olive.
Well, I'm excited for you. Tell me all about it, okay?
Mom is so cool. I love her.
Of course, Mom. Love you.
I love you too. Good luck.
Bye bye.
Despite everything, at least I can say I'm looking forward to it, even if I'm not sure what it is yet. It's gonna be great. I know.
Ollie!
Hi. I step off the trolley and I'm quickly greeted by my date. Trying to get used to thinking in terms like that still throws my mind for a loop, no matter how much I try to force it into normalcy.
Ollie!
Yeah. She rushes over and just about tackles me into a hug. Despite the Ollie alarm going off, I'm taken by surprise by the suddenness of it all the same.
Hi! Hello!
She pulls away, looking a little bit red. If she's a faint shade, I must look like the surface of the sun. Caprice is dressed up in her usual streetwear, and I'm immediately thankful I won a coin flip to decide to not wear anything special myself. We walk side by side, close enough to combat the evening chill.
Any trouble getting here?
Nope, quiet ride. How about you?
I mean, she's wearing jeans under the skirt, and in the sweater. Honestly, she's been wearing that like the entire winter, so
A quiet ride too.
it's entirely different when she says it. I've been told Millie offered to drive her today, which surprised me. I was hoping it was a sign that things were finally cooling down between them, but it seems as much of a sore spot as ever. As we continue our walk, I try to find a good place to ask where exactly we're headed, as Caprice walks leisurely, glancing from place to place like she's looking for something.
Oh, how about we head inside here?
Oh, are you just making this a completely spontaneous thing? Caprice stops, tugging at my shoulder to ensure I follow suit. We've landed right outside of the small cafe Caprice would occasionally bring us to over the course of the semester.
How about it?
What's up?
I thought when you said you wanted to pick the place, you had somewhere in mind.
Jumping to conclusions as always. I didn't have a single idea where to go.
Why am I not surprised?
Oh.
Oh.
Finding inspiration along the way is kind of our thing, right?
You could also just have a nice walk. Where does this game take place? We don't know like a proper city, but like somewhere in America, right? As long as you guys have an actual, like, as long as you don't need to walk on the street, I would say go for a walk. I don't know. She gives me a light nudge at that. All no worry over nothing. I was overthinking it.
You're right. You're right. You sure you're okay with this for a first date, though? It's not exactly unfamiliar territory.
We usually just grab something quick and head out, though. We can try their sit-in stuff so it'll feel different.
I'm back to it anyways. Yeah, it's like a general idea of, oh, let's just go with something that looks nice at first glance is always better than, oh my god, we need to be this at that exact time, because if just one of those has like a delay or something, your entire plan will go to shit. So
Besides, familiar is good. It was either this, the pizza place, or the aquarium, and a cafe feels more, I don't know, romantic than a pizzeria?
fair, I agree with that assessment. I agree. You just want to spend time with the other person. Also valid. I do want to see that aquarium though. I need more than just a, oh hey, go look at that. It's an Act 2 thingy. Also, okay, so there's an ad break incoming. Interesting. So that's how. Can you guys see that notification? No, right? That's just for me. That's like, oh hey, there's an ad break coming, by the way. Pizza always works. Yes, but pizza is not necessarily romantic. Your fish tank? Oh, okay. Well, at least I will know now when the ads are coming. That's good.
What about the aquarium then?
Yeah, what about the aquarium?
That place is extremely important to
Oh.
me. I can't just take you there from the get-go. You gotta work up to that.
Okay, we gotta work up to that. Oh, that's interesting. Sure. We've been there like 3 times. 4. But now we're going in the date with the date, so we're just trying to get to know a person. Pizzerias for when you're going steady and need to get some grub. So by going to pizzeria, you're sorry, what? By going to pizzeria, you're showing that you feel your clothes. Okay, I gotcha. Yeah, we have been. Listen, we have been to the aquarium, but only with like the full group, right? And not as a oh, we're going on a date to get closer to each other and see if we want to actually start going out, right? From goldfish tank to pet store to beach to aquarium. Let's go to the
You dragged me
beach.
there when we were basically strangers.
Oh, see, oh,
Totally different context.
yeah.
You were merely my student, and it was a
Mhm.
valuable educational experience. Now you're my...
Yeah. It's comforting to know that even someone like Caprice is having as much trouble navigating parts of this as I am. The least I can do is offer out we're likely both desperately searching for at this point.
I'm freezing. Let's head inside.
Yeah.
Oh, we're not gonna actually put a word on this. Okay, fair. They're working our way up. The dining table is littered with a handful of pastries, mostly gravitating towards Caprice's side, and a couple of ceramic cups. Though identical, it's easy to figure out which belongs to who. Caprice's looks only vaguely like coffee, and it's otherwise filled with what must be a dozen different kinds of sweeteners.
I've watched it like 10 times.
What?
10 times? Really?
Oh no, I was just interested in seeing if they're labeling anything for this game or no.
Yeah, it's so good. Come on, you have to watch it at least once.
It's not usually my
What
kind
are
of
we
thing.
talking about?
I'll make you watch it with me.
I love this sprite. You know what this sprite reminds me of actually? Ponyo. The one scene where her eyes go when she's in fish form. That's what this sprite reminds me of.
Oh yeah?
Strapped to a chair, eyes taped open, the whole 9 yards if I gotta.
Tokyo Drift. Would you watch Tokyo Drift 10 times? Would you? We managed to settle into a groove I can only describe as surprisingly normal, given how flustered we were upon entering. Conversations about nothing in particular come and go, each other's presence being more important than any individual subject matter that comes up. I have not seen Tokyo Drift. I have not seen a single Fast and Furious movie. Great background noise. You just hear the car noises. I hide myself with a sip of the cafe's house
I
blend.
can't wait to tell everyone else
Tell him why.
And we're dating.
that we're dating.
Well...
You don't want to?
The rejected tone immediately tells me that wasn't the way to go.
It's not that. I'm just... nervous.
They're our friends. They'll be happy to know.
Yeah, I know. It's just a lot all at once. It took all my confidence just to tell my mom, so you can imagine.
They're like family too. It'll be easy.
That's right. To Caprice, the club is a vital part of her life. The other members are my friends too, though I'm still getting to know them in ways. This is our first date, so I haven't even had time to think about delivering the news. How could I when it doesn't even feel entirely real to me yet?
You know, when Allison and Eileen started dating, Allie eventually told me they had a small back and forth about whether to tell me right away or not.
On that note, by the way, the prequel to this game, the free-to-play game that I haven't actually played, apparently features Allison and Eileen. Like, that's their story. So go read it. It's free to play. I will be doing the same thing. Reading it after I finish this one.
Oh.
Yeah, I understood, of course. Everyone has their own pace with these kind of things, I think. But we should definitely break the news as soon as you're comfortable with it.
Okay.
It'll probably be a little embarrassing, but speaking from experience, I'm willing to bet they're just waiting in the wings for something official to come out so they can support us properly.
Think back to our finals project in Rio. Caprice did it a bit better than me, but I feel like I couldn't have been more obvious.
I guess we weren't exactly subtle about things,
No,
huh?
not really.
Well, maybe that's good. Being obvious is better for the matters of the heart.
You think so?
Yeah, there's a... hold on. I can tell you right now. As soon as I find it again. It's called First Snow. It came out in 2020. No, it's called First Snow. And this one it's about Allison. It's a free-to-play game. It's on Steam. Yeah. The one is about Allison and how she moved away from her friends and family to attend community college. A fresh student struggling with the day-to-day challenges of life. So, features does also feature Caprice. Caprice is also already a character in that one. Haha. Atlas Caprice, which is cursed. I just saw. I'm like, what the hell? Who are you? You sounded by searching Twofold prequel. Yeah, I think they updated a few parts of it now that Twofold is out. I didn't know. Listen, I actually legitimately didn't know though, because I only saw the Twofold came out because I saw Leary talking about it, and when Leary's talking about a game coming out, a visual novel especially, I was like, oh, interesting, let me look into that, and that's why I found out about Twofold. I didn't look into it further to see that there's actually a previous entry to the same universe already. I don't want to keep her waiting when it's obvious how much she wants to tell everyone. If nothing else, I've always been able to count on Caprice to teach me to run before I learn to crawl, so maybe it'll be easier to make that call with her there.
We can tell them next time we all get together.
Don't force yourself to do it for my sake.
She says, trying and failing to hide the excitement in her tone.
That's fine. Like you said, it's probably not even news anyway.
She's given up trying to mask her enthusiasm, reaching over the table to grab my hand. It's a miracle neither of our cups get knocked over in the process.
I knew I could count on you.
You keep saying that.
Haven't proven me wrong yet.
Against all odds.
Ollie.
I expect her grip to loosen as her voice quiets. To my surprise, she holds my hands even tighter.
You were at every meeting, even the ones you knew weren't going to help you at all. I know some of that was because of your situation, but it doesn't change the fact that you were reliable. I started taking the trolley after Millie and I started fighting. It used to be the worst part of my day. When you started joining me, it turned into the highlight. Part of me was worried it was only temporary, that you'd eventually start taking your bike again or leave earlier in the day. But you never did. From the first day of snow to the last day of school, I could always count on you to be there.
She closes her eyes, taking a deep breath before opening them again.
Well, it's what I love about you.
Ooh. What? Huh? How do I respond to that? My heart pounds on my chest, and as my thoughts begin to swirl, I focus on our interlocked hands and give hers a gentle squeeze. The last thing I want is for her to interpret my silence as anything but positive. I want to return the favor, to tell her the time spent with her was the best part of the semester. That she helped me forget about my worries, even if it was only for a couple hours every school day. As clear as the words are in my head, I can't quite piece them together out loud. Every time I consider opening my mouth, everything suddenly feels like a jumbled mess. There's something though. It's small. She deserves more, but it's the one thing I can say with absolute clarity.
I love you too.
She gives a small gasp as her grip loosens on my hands. She smiles wider than I've ever seen her smile before, only to have it shrink and shrivel as she takes a sip of her drink.
Ugh.
Echo calm?
No, it just tastes too much like coffee.
You ordered a coffee.
What? But there's hardly any coffee in that. Your cup is like 99% sugar.
I feel it though.
We've been a couple for less than 3 hours and you're already trying to break my heart.
I slide a cookie from my side of the table over to her as a peace offering, which she's quick to accept. Our conversation slipped back into random bits and bobs as the sky changes color over the city. You're so cute. So cute. Trolley drops us off a couple blocks from Caprice's apartment just as the sun vanishes from sight. We walk the rest of the distance to her place, fingers intertwined and smiles on our faces.
Well, Olive,
Caprice?
I had fun.
Me too. Maybe we could do it again.
Definitely. But you're in charge next time.
Oh. This morning feels like a lifetime ago. I completely forgot I was upset about that. Thankfully, I feel like after today I have a better read on the kind of experiences Caprice cherishes.
I think you have an outstanding IOU for cooking lessons.
Fuck is an IOU?
Outstanding is right. I have high hopes.
Let's date.
Sure is.
She motions me close and I polite. Yes! Yeah! Ah! What do you mean? Why are you covering it? Give me the kiss. Even the build up to it, our kiss still doesn't fail to take me by surprise. My chest feeling fit to burst with warmth as our lips meet. The start of the semester feels like it was a million years ago. The worries and fears hung heavy on me the entire time. A lot of it was self-inflicted, I know, but even if it wasn't, when I think about all the time spent stressing about the situation and being terrified of letting the people closest to me down, and then bringing myself back to right here, right now, in this moment, it was worth it. Mom was right. The irony of it all is pretty silly. I spent so long in my thoughts that, before I know it, Caprice pulls away and her eyes open to meet mine once again.
Good night, Ollie.
Hey!
Good night.
As I'm still recovering from her surprise, I wave and watch her enter the apartment. The warmth I'm feeling right now will be enough to stave off the cold until I can find my way home. You're such a fucking romantic, Jesus Christ. Oh. Like, first the line about the blood, like, her smile and the sun, like, damn! Between the different proteins, spices, and vegetables, the bag of ingredients I've brought is now bursting with potential. I'm not entirely sure what we're going to do with all of this yet, but I wanted to leave Caprice some options as to what she wanted to try making first. I give a gentle knock on her apartment door with my free hand, eager to get our second date on the way. Sure, it's only been a couple of days since our last date. Maybe it's a bit fast, but neither of us are too worried about that. Or more accurately, without classes as an excuse to see each other every day, it feels longer than usual. Oh no, you're dating. How dare you go on dates? Only a few days after the last one. Ooh. The door's quick to open as expected of someone like Caprice. But it's Heather. Not Heather.
Oh.
Haley. Sorry, my bad. Jesus Christ.
Oh.
Both start with H. Hey. Except when it's Haley, I guess. When we were planning this the other day, Caprice said her roommates would be out for a bit so the kitchen would be less crowded. Maybe she got her days mixed up.
Not who you were expecting?
No.
That's okay. I was hoping you were someone else too.
Excuse me? She always knows just what to say. Haley opens the door the rest of the way and steps aside, beckoning me in. A quick scan of the room shows things are even more cramped than I thought they'd be. Oh! Oh no, what did— oh. Millie's sitting almost motionless on a couch, and Caprice across the room at the kitchen counter looking uncharacteristically grumpy. The real surprise comes from Miss Shifton sitting alongside her daughter, matching Caprice's agitation with visible discomfort. Oh god. Oh no. Before I've time to even begin to imagine what I've stepped into, Caprice's expression rapidly shifts after finally becoming aware of my presence.
Oh, hey!
Hi. Hey. She's quick to greet me with a hug. Between the sudden impact of her and the 3 sets of eyes I can feel on me, it feels as though I'm about to collapse on myself. Thankfully, a couple of pats on her back is enough of a signal for her to release me from her vice grip. The sudden smiles on everyone else in the room shows the damage has already been done, though.
Guess the cat's out of the bag, huh?
This does feel like a nuclear war zone, yeah.
It's been out of the bag since the second she got home after you asked her out.
I would have been more surprised if she actually managed to avoid bringing it up with them.
She got a free car ride out of it.
I was happy for you two when she dropped the news. It was the least I could do.
Cool. Why is hell frozen over in this room? And though, the sincerity in her voice confuses me further. It's so hard to get a grasp on the relationship between these two. Every time they mention each other, it's an entirely different mood.
Sorry for getting in your hair today. I know you two had something planned.
Still have planned. Trust the process.
I don't want to outright ask why they're still here if that's the case, but it'd be nice to get an answer regardless. Millie does me a favor and chimes in.
Haley and I were headed out to prepare some paperwork for next semester, but my engine wouldn't start this morning. My dad's taking a look at it now. We should hopefully have some good news soon.
Car breaking down. I see.
That makes sense. Sorry for the bother.
Just from the other side this time.
No bother at all. We aren't even supposed to be here right now.
That explains most everything, except for the woman sitting silently in her little corner of the room. A far cry from her commanding presence at the aquarium. Yeah, so, Olive, that's because you're not yet all in on the whole, oh, well, the priestess mom is Millie's stepmother. Soonish. Like, legally. Bah.
It's good to see you again, ma'am.
The shock on her face makes me immediately second-guess the grading. It's not a feeling I'm unfamiliar with. Maybe I should have just let her continue to sing into the background. As telling as her expression is, she quickly shakes it off and replaces it with a warm smile.
Ma'am, it's worse than usual. I told you first names are fine, right? Especially now that we're practically family.
Ooh,
Mom!
As much as we go back and forth, it seems like Caprice's mom and her are even worse. Caprice's genuine embarrassment is pretty endearing, though.
Alright, I'll try to get better at that.
I'll hold you to it.
At least the mood is lightened a little compared to the sorry state of the room when I first walked in. One final question hangs in my mind before I can be confident I've figured out everything about the situation.
So what brings you here today? Just hanging out?
Charlie's face freezes. Her expression twists and turns and trying to piece together an answer.
Millie's father and I were grabbing lunch together when she called. I offered to stay behind, but... They're kind of a package deal nowadays.
Oh, I don't want this.
She's a family friend.
Oh. Oh. I will once again reiterate, I think I'm pretty glad I played Millie's route first. Millie's unusually quick follow-up makes me nervous by itself, let alone when combined with Charlie's face deflating and Haley bringing her headphones over her ears.
Millie?
Uh-oh.
Well, she is, isn't she?
What's your deal starting this now? With Olive here?
Millie looks to me, then Caprice, her expression visibly softening, if only a little. After a small scan, Millie swivels her head back around, staring absentmindedly at the part of television.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That makes two of us. Despite my ignorance, it's feeling increasingly obvious that something's on the verge of bubbling over. Thankfully, the rapping on the door behind me puts everything on pause as everyone turns their attention to it. Are we gonna have him also on screen? Because I think that would be the most characters we've seen on one screen this entire game. Meeting everyone's eyes, it suddenly dawns on me that I'm right in front of the door. I turn around and slowly open it. Hello. Hi.
Hello. You are...
A height difference isn't that drastic, but the man at the door still feels like he handily towers over me. A stern expression hangs on his face, betrayed ever so slightly by the gentleness in his voice. His red coat, covered in oil, gives me enough context to make an educated guess as to who he is.
Hello? Hi, I'm Olive. Sorry.
I quickly step to the side to get out of his way.
Oh, You must be Caprice's partner. Nice to meet you. Name's Mike.
Hi. As he steps inside, he makes a point to shake my hand, leaving behind a giant oil stain. Between that and the bag of groceries in my other hand, I've effectively been left stranded.
Just as you thought. It's an old girl showing her age. She's a tough one, though. Stay on top of the oil changes and you'll be alright.
Poor Junebug. Will do. Thanks for taking a look.
Oh. Millie's dad gives a smile, glancing to Caprice and her mom across the room. He opens his mouth to say something, but Millie clears her throat loudly, cutting him off.
We'd better head out before it gets too late. Ready, Haley?
Haley gives the quickest nod I've ever seen and slides past Mike and I out the door. Can't say I blame her. Millie stands up, grabs her coat by the nearby rag, and makes her exit, giving me a quick smile as the door closes behind her.
Ugh, she's so... Caprice.
I was still left dumbfounded by the entire ordeal. It felt like an argument was about to form from, what I can tell, a really innocent remark, and then it just dissolved with a drop of a hat.
Did I miss something?
You and me both, buddy.
You arrived just in the nick of time.
Uh-huh. Well, I'm glad to hear it.
He moves his way past me into the kitchen.
You two can't keep this up forever.
You're preaching to the choir.
Am I now?
The water starting from the kitchen sink pulls me out of my stupor and reminds me of the position I've been left in. Slowly I approach the kitchen counter, gently placing the bag of ingredients down. Please don't notice me. Alas, I was bound to be noticed eventually, waiting beside Mike for my turn to wash the grease off my hands. He turns to address me as he shakes away the water before reaching for a paper towel and allowing me sink access.
So, what brings you out here, Olive? I mean, Caprice, I'd imagine. You know, specifics.
Haley just puts on her headphones and says, you know what? Fuck this. Which, honestly, mood. He doesn't wait for an answer before taking a peek into my bag.
Well, I told Caprice I'd teach her how to cook, so I brought over some stuff. Figured we could think of something to make between it and whatever they have lying about here.
Headphones save the day. It's also a power move to just walk away from a conversation by putting on your headphones. I finished washing my hands just in time to see him unscrew the lid of a jar and give it a small sniff, before closing it again and turning his attention to the fridge. Caprice and Charlie seem as bewildered as I am, giving a look to each other as he continues his rummaging.
You could throw some chicken parm together with what you've got available. You ever make it?
Yeah? The diner I work at has sandwiches, at least.
You want to handle the pasta and I'll help with the chicken? We could share notes.
What?
Mike, this is supposed to be a date. For them.
Mike is like, oh, you're cooking? Can I join? That's seemingly enough to stop him as he sheepishly closes the fridge.
Oh, right. I was still in work mode, sorry.
Just as I think we're slowly inching towards returning to our original plan, the laugh Caprice is clearly struggling to keep in gives me the impression we aren't out of the woods yet.
Did I tell you the first time Ollie came over, they jumped right into cooking something too? Let's scratch the original plan. You two should totally do something together.
Oh!
But...
There's always next time, it's fine. I'm a quick learner, we can start whenever. Doesn't have to be today.
She gives me a cat-like grin, leaning forward from the table with entirely too much interest. Really? Charlie gives a shrug, accompanied by a small smile. I share a glance with Mike, both of us knowing there's no real chance of walking this back. He starts removing his oil-ridden coat as I begin unpacking our necessary ingredients.
Oh yay, CG! Oh.
After trying to figure out how to stay out of each other's way, Mike and I eventually make progress on our impromptu assignment. While Caprice and Charlie chat away without a care in the world, my conversations with Mike are infrequent and brief.
So, you recognized me as soon as you heard the name. Does Millie talk about me a lot?
No, but all of the Caprice does.
No such thing as secrets between the Clark and Shifton households. If you tell Caprice your favorite color, I know about it before the end of the day.
He stops his cheese grating to give me a knowing look over.
Orange?
Orange!
Uncanny.
I love this man. I try to play it off sarcastically. Unfortunately, his face lights up.
Really? It's the first time I've gotten it right the first try. Maybe this old man hasn't lost his touch yet.
Olive is canonically non-binary, uses they them pronouns. No choice on my end whatsoever.
Oh.
Yes. Well, I'll be taking that joke to the grave then. He goes back to his prep while I start reducing the pasta sauce.
Sorry you got wrapped up in this, Olive.
It's fine. If Caprice is happy, then doesn't matter what we actually end up doing.
Oh, what upcoming game? Tell me. I love canonically they them characters.
Aww.
Some at the edge of the universe. That does ring a bell. Wait, hold on. That name does ring a bell. Hold on. Well, yes, thank you, Miku. Good morning. Multi-root solar punk Yuri visual novel about intergalactic sightseeing and reconnecting, plus maybe falling in love with old friends. Hello. Hello. You are going on my wish list. Oh. Oh, I love the design. Oh, hello. Oh, ah! Okay, thank you. I will admit the last game I was actively like following and waiting for it to come out was Please Be Happy, because when they like revealed the designs, I was like, oh my god, I need to play this. Oh man, is the demo already out? I don't really do demos, because that way I will get invested and then be even more sad that it's not the full thing yet. So I always wait. Thank you for the idea time in the pad. What trippy odd action game Radio the Universe. No, this is something else. No, listen, back when they revealed Aspen's, like, Aspen on one of the, like, early CGs, I was like, oh, I need to play this. To be fair, I want to play all of the games at some point, slowly making my way through them. I forgot who I was talking to for a second, and definitely a mistake I'm eager to not make again.
I'm happy to hear that. Enjoying your time together is important.
It'd be nice if all of us could be here. Ellie used to love our family dinners. She insisted you always made better potatoes than I did.
It's so true. I totally get you. Like a demo to see if like, especially if there's combat or whatever involved, to see if I can handle that. But everything else, it's like, no, don't give me just a taste of the story. I need the entire story. I need to consume it immediately. It's like, no, I cannot just read the one chapter that's in the demo and then wait.
Yeah, well, it's her loss. She'd be over it by now if she just tried to spend time together.
Love in a bottle demo.
There's still a few months for her to come around. Let's be patient.
I will check out what's on the next fest later after stream, I think.
What's happening in a few months?
Marriage! It started as an absent-minded inquiry, but I can feel the mood in the room change slightly even as I'm walking away. The silence was lasting just a little too long to remain comfortable.
Caprice? Have you not said anything? It's just never come up. Besides, it's not even a big deal.
Relax for stuff. Honestly, I should stop adding more games to my wishlist because I already have so many games that I already own. Alas! the good games just don't stop coming.
Charlie and I are tying the knot this spring.
Oh, right. I didn't read it out loud, sorry. Mike continues mixing his now grated cheese with some breadcrumbs, answering nonchalantly.
Oh.
Oh. Is that all I have to say? Things suddenly make a whole lot more and a whole lot less sense all at once, and there's 100 things I want to ask, but that single exclamation is all that manages to leave my lips.
With the way you talk about your back and forth with Millie's club and Olive being in the center of it for a while, I think it's at least good for you to let them know the why, especially now that you're a pair.
Oh no, how horrible! Too many good games! I mean, 5 interesting games is already 5. Like, hello? It's already a lot.
It's not like I was deliberately hiding it. Like I said, unlike Millie, I just don't see the issue.
I thought you were just arguing about club stuff this entire time.
What? Psh, no, we're adults, Ollie. I love our little club, but it's not something to get angry about.
Look, I know you told us not to interfere and that you can handle it, but just try your best to cool the flames a bit and bridge the gap, yeah? We love both of you and we don't want you two to fight based on our decision.
I'm waiting. Honestly, the one game I know off the top of my head, that's not like the big name game, but is the... Well, I don't actually remember the name properly. Book? It was about a bookstore on wheels. And you had your tiny little cart and you would own a bookstore in that game. Narrative game, and it was featured in the Wholesome Direct last year. I don't think I've heard any news on that one releasing anytime soon though, because I put it on my wish list as soon as I saw it, because a bookstore on wheels! Let's go!
Please don't push each other away over this. I'd give the world to see you two back to the way you were. Yeah, I know. I'm just happy for you two, and I'm sure Millie would see it the same way if she just... Ugh, sorry.
Mike's calm approach to this helps make the conversation feel under control, even if Charlie looks like she's choking up. There's so much context I feel like I'm missing, but that's not something I'm keen to prod at right now.
Hey, Olive.
Any bookshop, maybe. Look. Yeah, that's the one. Being singled out in the middle of this causes my heart to drop. I try my best to take a cue from Caprice and bounce back as quickly as I can.
Yeah?
I'm sure it isn't a super appealing offer as it stands, but you could join us for Christmas this year if your schedule is open. We'd be glad to have you. Consider it making amends for the sudden change in plans today.
Ah! Caprice's face lights up at the suggestion, but the fact that Charlie still hung up about this makes me feel awful. This woman's got a lot on her plate.
If it's not a burden, I don't mind. Mom's gonna be working this year anyway.
Not the Christmas.
Oh no, poor thing.
I'm not sure if she's referring to me or Mom.
That's nothing new, unfortunately. We've already made plans to celebrate a couple days early, at least.
No objections on my end. You being around may even help keep our two troublemakers in check.
I resent that.
I've never known you to resent anything.
I'll make sure my schedule's open.
Nice. The excitement on Caprice's face and the smile on Charlie's puts a nice bow on the conversation, allowing me to refocus on my sauce, which I now realize I've been mindlessly stirring for the last little while.
I think I'm done on my end. Just have to throw the noodles into some water when the chicken gets close to done. Need any help?
Want to double check my work? I'd rather trust the kitchen hand's opinions than my own.
Oh.
It'll be fine, Mike. I don't know how you can be so confident about everything else, but still don't trust yourself to cook a meal after so long. I remember you making this way back when I was in grade school. I hope you have it down by now.
Yeah, it's been passable, I guess. But it's hard to feel confident working beside a pro.
A pro? Despite the whirlwind surrounding the people in this room, it looks like we managed to make it through to the other side unscathed for now, as smiles and laughter start to repopulate the apartment. There's still a lot of questions left unanswered, but it's probably best to let sleeping dogs lie for now. Everyone involved in this deserves better than all of this drama. Seems like it's a long way off from disappearing, but I can at least help them forget about it for the rest of the day. How is Christmas gonna go? Because it's still gonna be, hey, we gifted you a portrait of your dead mom where she's not wearing a ring, right? Like, So it hasn't been long since the semester ended. I feel like I'm looking at the club room in a light I've never seen before.
Wallace, help me carry some of these canvases.
Oh yeah, yes. We have played Millie's route as our first route, which is also why I'm sitting here slightly dreading what's to come in terms of that entire story pod, right? Because now we're dating Caprice, which is nice, but Caprice doesn't actually tell us anything. Like with Millie, at least, because of the whole fake dating thing, we got quite, I feel like, more information on the whole why they're even fighting early on. And now I'm just sitting here like, imagine this being your first route. You just barely can piece together, okay, so for whatever reason, Caprice's mom is marrying or planning on marrying Millie's dad, and Millie is not happy with that, but you don't know why. It's like, okay, well, I mean, or you could guess, but I don't think anyone's first guess would be, oh, well, Millie's mom is dead. So she just doesn't, like, hello?
Did I hear please?
Though he argues Wallace has already moved to help her, Allison is busy pulling a few of her things from the cabinet.
This will probably be the last time we come back here till the break's over, so make sure you don't accidentally leave anything behind.
Caprice stands, hands on hips, like a boss overseeing her workers.
Still feels like the semester just started.
It sure went quick, huh?
Yeah. It was kind of scary at the start. Felt like everything was going so fast and I had no time at all. Now it feels like
a memory that is barely there. Like all of the fear and the pressure didn't really matter. But a lot happened, more than I can even begin to count.
Like you had so much fun it was gone before you noticed?
I catch myself smiling, only noticing after the fact.
something like that.
That's a decent word for it, I guess. I met people I consider my friends. I met my girlfriend. I'm grateful for that, and I'm grateful to them.
Things changed a lot.
Your girlfriend!
The semester is one thing, but I'm still struggling to believe the club's been around for a whole year.
Everyone else here has been in this room longer than I have. They have memories attached I can't imagine.
Gosh, I remember last year. I was too scared to even come in here.
Yet here you are.
This makes it this specific. Yeah, I mean, as I've said when we were playing Millie's route, I totally get her side. Absolutely. But it does hurt. It does still hurt to see it escalate into all of this. Because one side keeps pushing when the other just desperately needs a break from it to have her, like, take her own time with it. The fact that the club began with a stolen key and a hostile takeover seems only fitting for this group in particular. Eileen gives a very sigh.
You know you wanted us to.
Eileen puts her hand on her girlfriend's back. Allison smiles.
She was fine. I could have done without you.
And without me, where would you be now?
Here with one less annoyance.
Wrong! You'd have to go be a sad loner somewhere else. This room would be ours.
Well, but that's the thing though. Nobody meant any harm, but it still felt like that to her. I'm not gonna diminish, like, her experience and how she sees it. Emily even said at some point, she's like, she was to an extent also like she's aware that they don't mean this badly, but they were also not giving her a chance to take it at her own pace. Granted, yes, she never stood up for herself enough that she would outright say, "Hi, give me time, please leave me alone," because they ended up with short tempers. in that sense, because Caprice was like, what's your fucking problem? She didn't say fuck, but what's your problem? We only mean well. And Millie was like, leave me alone, but she never outright said, leave me alone. She only said everything aside from that. Yeah. But at some point, if someone keeps pushing you this much, you kind of lose the patience to try and explain it to them anyway, because you're like, oh, well, you're not listening to me in the first place, so why would I bother trying to explain my feelings to you right now? Right? Like, if someone continuously walks over you, even if they mean it well, Caprice doesn't mean any harm. But because to Caprice, it was not a big deal. She was like, hey, we're family. Now we're becoming like even more of a family. She didn't really step back to consider that Millie would see it differently. And at some point, because they kept miscommunicating what both of them wanted, it just got like this. It got this bad. A lot of this is definitely like just the miscommunication part.
Oh yeah? You think you could have taken it from me?
Even with how intense the mutual glares are, it doesn't feel like there's any real animosity there. It doesn't stop Allison from wearing a bright look on her face. Wallace is totally nonplussed, just another day in the club. Still, I found myself a bit put off at Aileen's negativity. I thought I'd be used to it too by now, but no such luck. Finally coming to the realization that the scuffle isn't genuine, Allison turns to look out the window.
But it really won't be long until we're not coming back here at all, huh?
Silence hangs over the room, the energy coming from Eileen and Caprice's back and forth quickly evaporating into nothing. As to be expected at this point, Caprice is the first to speak up.
There's still one more semester at least.
This one went so fast. Imagine how fast that one will feel.
Who cares? Live in the moment. Enjoy every second you have.
Well, it's not like we won't still be around.
Sylvan won Caprice say. To be fair, even while we're on Caprice's route right now, I'm still more on Millie's. None of them, they both weren't wrong. I can definitely understand Millie's side.
Maybe. I've been looking at universities.
She's also a very proud person from the way she's written. So it's basically like if you keep caging in someone, like imagine an animal, you're already in the corner. And someone just keeps caging you in, pushing in, and you have nowhere else to go. The only thing you can do is lash out at that point. And that's basically what Millie is doing the entire time, because she doesn't see an out anymore.
Same.
Oh, guys.
Just as I think I've pushed the thought out of my mind, it resurfaces one way or another. I'm going after this. It feels too soon to think about the next step, to think about parting ways with these places I've become used to, with these people.
I mean, the art club won't die just because we transfer out, you know?
Nothing she does to cope makes any sense to you. All different coping methods for different people, right? Some room to breathe. Yeah. I think maybe I'm just more like on Millie's side, because I can see why she would act that way. The deflation in her voice is slight but noticeable. She's back to her chipper self not even a moment later, her posture fixing itself in a blink of an eye.
Come on, let's not talk about this right now. We've got things to do.
So true, Caprice, let's go.
Yeah.
Allison gives a small sigh as she continues collecting her things. Eileen and Wallace return together in canvases. Caprice lingers, looking unsure of what to do. Give no excitement over it just days ago. I'm surprised at how much she's hesitating. I inch my way towards whispering distance.
Getting cold feet?
No, of course not. Just waiting for the right time.
Revealing that you're dating. After taking the lead so confidently for so long, it's nice to get the occasional reminder that I'm not totally alone with my anxiety.
It'll probably be at least a couple weeks before we're all back in one room again.
Shh.
You two want to share with the class?
Yeah. Caprice and I both jump as Eileen pulls our focus onto her. Caught red-handed though, I guess the two of us sitting in a corner whispering was bound to look suspicious, no matter how careful we were.
Sure what? We were just having a conversation. Do you always butt in when...
Caprice and I are dating.
Olive!
I don't know how I'll roll to reverse so handily. I even surprised myself being the one to drop the news like that. With Caprice being so excited about it earlier, I just didn't want the opportunity to pass us by, I suppose.
Just, thought you should know, I guess.
Finally! The immediate reaction is mild. Even Allison, who was my personal bet to be jumping up and down wildly at the news, instead just settles for a large smile. As if to accentuate it, Eileen gives a bored look.
Yeah, we know.
What? How? Why? Who?
Upon your face. I'm gonna call this upon your face. Eyes narrow, realization hitting her before she even finishes asking the question. She still staggers at Wallace, who gives a meek shrug.
Millie and I still talk, you know. We were in the same club till recently.
And Wallace is more of a gossip than you'd think.
Millie...
I tilt my head back over to Caprice, who is now desperately trying to pull her hat down over her eyes. I'll admit, the idea of sinking entirely into my hoodie right now sounds pretty appealing too.
We didn't want to say anything until you told us so you didn't feel pressured or anything. But now that you have, I just want to say how happy I am for you two.
Thanks, Allison.
Yeah, thrilled. We can hold our 10th pizza party of the year over it later if you want, but we should probably finish clearing out before they come around to lock the room.
Right! Yeah, time's of the essence.
I would like to know, though, why Eileen is always like this. Like, sure, that's her personality, but... Damn! Thank you for the out, Eileen.
Hey, need help carrying anything?
Yes! You, help with my music player. I need to find one of my sketchbooks, too.
Caprice is barely able to see the stacks of supplies and various in-progress work she's taking with her. I've got a load in my arms myself, but she insisted on carrying the bulk of it.
You better find a way to fit all that without damaging my car.
When have I ever?
I lag behind the group, content to let the others race ahead. Something catches the corner of my eye. A woman sitting on a bench some ways away, dressed in a white coat with red accents. Millie's all but scowling at her phone, an unusual expression for her. Everything is telling me to just keep walking, but after recent revelations, there's the slightest tug pulling me towards her. It's worth at least trying to talk. Helping Millie's helping Caprice, and I've got a million favors to repay her.
Hey guys, I forgot something. I'm gonna head back real quick.
I mean, Millie's club dynamic was one person trying to hold the club together, one who's only in it for the person who's trying to hold the club together and doesn't really care about it, one who's there out of spite, because they were initially in it already, and one new guy who doesn't, in this route, doesn't even join. Darren only stays on the route where you go in as well, which is interesting to me.
I'll help.
Your hands are full enough as is. It'll be fast.
Don't take too long or I'll leave without you.
Damn, okay.
Yeah, I know.
My assurance is good enough for both of them. They resume their walk to Eileen's car.
So Eileen, while I've got you here, I want your updated thoughts.
I'm still fine with handling it for you.
No, I just want to poke your brain a bit.
Wait until we're back at the car.
Wrapped up in another conversation, they continue ahead as I circle back. Heather's certainly a character. Granted, I do not know. Like, obviously, you do get a little more of Heather if you choose to hang out with her, and I haven't done that yet, so I don't wanna... I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt. But from the little information that we got is she was a member of the club before, but when all of the, like, older members left because they graduated, she's just stuck there now. For whatever reason, like, if she doesn't like Millie, she could leave the club, but for some reason she doesn't want to leave the club, so... No, she doesn't. She really doesn't give you much of a reason to choose her. But there is an achievement for it. And I do want to know what the fuck her problem is. And And I do want to know if she got the name Heather and is like this in some kind of reference to Heather, the Heathers, or if it's just, well, Heather is a mean girl name, let's do it.
Hey.
Hey. Mia looks up from her phone, her face shifting from scorn to surprise.
Oh, hello, Olive. What are you doing here?
Was picking up some last-minute stuff.
I shrug with the items in my hand.
With the rest of your club?
Yeah, they're heading to the car, but I thought I'd come say hi.
She smiles at me, setting her phone on her lap.
Well, that's a pleasant surprise. Hello.
Hello.
Everything okay?
She must notice me glancing at her phone as she looks down at it too.
Oh, yes, just talking with my dad. It's nothing.
Oh, okay.
It's really hard for that to not sound suspect, knowing what I know now.
Though, speaking of, I heard you might be joining us for Christmas?
Get a bit more background, but she's very unlikable. I mean, honestly, characters can be unlikable. There's nothing saying that a character cannot be written to just be unlikable. I feel my spine stiffen.
Word travels fast.
No secrets between the Clark and Shifton households.
I can't help but grimace. I guess there really was an exaggeration. Millie's smile widens as she claps her hands together, doing her best to drive my uncertainty away.
Don't worry. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah?
You do?
Well, sure. You're with Caprice now, so why not?
You don't think it'll be strange or awkward?
I do want to know. I do want to know. I will be reading them, for sure. It's just, like, I'm not sure if I want to do it on stream. Because if we're gonna do them on stream, that would mean, like, having to skip through the rest of the route and everything. So I wanted to get the big routes out of the way first.
No, not at all. Unless you're worried about us. We're nice people, Olive.
When you're not fighting. Shoot, that came out entirely wrong.
Oh, sorry. I really didn't mean anything like that.
The 3 scenes, yeah. I will probably read them on my own. And then see what that's like. I'm sure it's just a tough time for everyone involved. I'm just afraid me being around will make things worse.
I know you've been caught between us at times. I'm sorry about the other day. You don't need to worry, though. It's Christmas. Even if things are a bit different from usual, we can't overlook that.
Girl. I wanted to believe that, but...
If you're sure. I don't want you to have to push however you're feeling aside on my account, though.
Millie gives me a difficult look, pursing her lips slightly before averting her gaze. Something about that either landed horribly or too close to home. Even with all my time getting to know Caprice, I still can't say I fully understand the relationship between these two. I wasn't around when they were inseparable. Even still, it's easy to see how important they are to each other, even with things as fractured as they are.
If there's any chance of things going smoothly, we'll both have to set aside some things. It's as much up to her as it is me.
I don't know exactly how to take that. The biting sound to how she emphasizes up to Caprice too. It sounds familiar. The little I've overheard about Millie trying to avoid Caprice and Caprice's usual eager self trying to patch things up regardless. Is that what this is about?
Are you mad at her? Or?
It's more complicated than that.
The pasta comes afterward is appropriately awkward. If she doesn't want to elaborate on that, then maybe she'll be more open to another angle.
I, heard about the marriage thing.
Olive, this is...
And figured it'd make for some good idle chit-chat?
Abort mission, leave! That's backfired spectacularly. Even if her smile is unwavering, it's hard to miss the annoyance underlying it. Part of me wants to entirely exit the conversation here. I should, really. At the same time, watching the two struggling to navigate around each other has become a lot more painful after becoming emotionally invested.
No, but... I mean... maybe I don't fully understand what you're going through, but...
Olive. No. No.
You don't need to understand, Olive. It's not your problem to solve.
She's right. I'm self-aware enough to know I'm overstepping, but at the same time it's frustrating to not be able to try and do what I can for her. For Caprice. But knowing that, what am I even trying to do here?
I appreciate your kindness. I'm glad Caprice has someone so caring there for her. I'll be fine, though.
Okay. Sorry for trying to butt in.
You were only trying to do good. Unfortunately, there's nothing you can do here, okay?
Yeah.
You should probably catch up with your clubmates. Have a nice rest of your day. It was good talking with you, really.
You too. Later.
I feel foolish, like I shouldn't have even approached her. Did I screw up? I feel like I did. My heart sinks at that disaster of a conversation, and I'm sure there's been far worse between the two. I can't even imagine what it's like for their families. Oh, I'm keeping Caprice and the others waiting. Only will get scary if I hold things up too long. That was like putting both your feed and everyone else involved in your mouth. Like, no. As Eileen promised, or perhaps threatened, we've chosen to end the day with one last club outing at the usual pizza place. First outing in which Caprice isn't eager to make herself the center of attention. Can't say I blame her. I can't deny feeling the same way right now. Allison's huge smile, by contrast, feels a lot more sincere.
I'm so happy for you two. I had a feeling really early on.
Yeah, you were not subtle.
I guess you would be the expert in the room, huh?
Well, honestly, you two weren't super subtle near the end.
I immediately shift my eyes towards the plate in front of me to make my embarrassment less obvious. I'm not sure what Caprice's reaction is, but it's responded to with a giggle from Allison.
Either way, I'm glad it all worked out.
Yeah. Same.
Hey, Olive?
I pull myself back up to eye level now that she singled me out.
I actually wanted to apologize for being so pushy about things.
Oh!
Well, it worked out in the end.
And I'm glad. But I could have been way off the mark, and I shouldn't have tried to involve myself like that. When I was dealing with similar stuff a year ago, I'd ask for help and thoughts, but the only advice I ever got was to figure things out on my own. In the moment, I just thought you two deserved more than that.
I had no idea she was torn up about that. It only really happened once or twice and didn't really faze me.
Hey, it's fine. I appreciate the thought, really. It's nice to know you were looking out for us.
You two are being way too serious right now. It's making things weird.
So she says, taking a giant bite out of a slice of pizza to put a point on her sentence. Caprice's ability to change the ebb and flow of people's moods never ceases to amaze me.
Okay. Let me say one more thing and I'll stop. Promise.
She takes a sip of her soda before continuing. I can't help but feel at least a little relief when she turns her attention to Caprice rather than resuming our conversation.
Caprice, I know you joke about being responsible for bringing Eileen and I together, but for what it's worth, I think there's some truth to that. And, well, I'm glad what went around came around.
Aww. Caprice looks like she's about ready to bolt out of the room despite a smile on her face. She remains glued to her seat, however, as Allison leans into her ear using her hand as a shield to hide her whisper.
Eileen thinks the same way too.
Aww.
That didn't seem to be enough of a safeguard, as Eileen immediately pulls herself away from the conversation she was having with Wallace to make her presence known.
I can still hear you.
That didn't sound like a denial to me.
Yes, Wallace! A swift punch to Wallace's arm isn't enough to wipe the smugness from his face, and in fact only serves to magnify the smiles of the rest of the club. The night continues on with lots of laughter, and most of us wearing various shades of red in our faces. Aww. They have a good dynamic going. For sure. So I would like to know what the fuck happened that Wallace came from the writing club to art. When Caprice called me yesterday pitching another date, I was all too eager to accept. There it is! Yes! I After making such a big deal of it during our initial outing, I was surprised to be heading to the aquarium so soon though, as I climbed my way up pretty fast.
There you are!
My eyes land on Caprice waving her arms as she approaches along with her mom, who looks to still be in a club. And she has a different outfit. That's so cute. Hello? She's definitely dressed for the occasion, which is more than what I can say about myself. I find myself torn between admiring her outfit and wishing she had told me the dress code expectations were going to be higher this time around.
Hey, you look great.
You too.
I didn't do anything different.
Doesn't change what I said.
Our contest of who can embarrass the other more appears to have hit a stalemate.
Nice to see you again, Olive.
Hi!
Hi, you too, Miss Shefton.
That's where she got the eyes from. Her shoulders slump.
Maybe next time.
She writes herself, sporting a smile and a wink as she does so.
Caprice knows this place better than I do. I'm sure she'll give you the grand tour.
Oh my god.
I'm looking forward to it.
And Caprice, keep the bullying to a minimum.
Caprice's rude wins by default for including his face.
Says you. Shouldn't you get back to work?
I have a couple minutes left on my break, technically.
What an iridemon fish farm would be a finch for Nora. Yeah. I guess.
It's not your date.
Caprice dashes her off, lightly directing her away from us.
Go! Go!
I'm going. Have fun, you two.
Bye.
Thanks.
Tell me all about it.
I will. Bye!
Bye.
Caprice leaves her side as her mom disappears from sight, even if her continued laughter can be heard for a little longer after that. But
I was afraid she was gonna stick with us the whole time.
I mean, she does work here.
She's just concerned about her kid.
No, she's just being nosy.
Share enough. I'm actually glad the evening started this way.
Where do you want to go first?
This way! The penguin area is all done up for the holidays!
Penguin! Fuck yeah! Look at them! They're so cute! We had level with the water when the penguins dive in one by one and swim about. Looking up above, we can see the enclosure with its icy floor. Oh, welcome to the North Pole! The aquarium staff has decorated with some fake trays lit with blinking lights. There's even a red and white striped pole with a sign reading North Pole. Penguins paid no mind.
Hey, don't penguins live in the south?
Yeah, mostly in Antarctica.
Then it's in the wrong pole.
It's just for fun. Sometimes taking creative liberties is okay.
She goes close to the glass and watches the penguins swim.
Aren't they cool?
Yeah, they're so cute though.
They're cute, yeah.
Look, honestly, this one's my fave. Big energy.
Takes one to know one.
Actually. When she says that, she's the exact.
Hey, wait a second.
I was setting you up for that with cool. You only have yourself to blame for changing the word.
I'm losing it.
Right, of course. My mistake.
Squealing internally, squealing externally. Damn! Damn! consistently amazed at her ability to so easily get the upper hand in every single one of our conversations.
Speaking of cute ollies, let's go to the honors!
Semi struggling.
You can't just say things like that.
She can and she will.
I just did. You gotta stop leaving yourself so open.
God damn.
Naughty, nice! Oh, you guys can see it, but Alice is naughty. Felton is nice, Ollie is nice, Womble's naughty, and Dumpling is nice. Oh my god. Unlike the penguins who are lively this time, the otters are all snoozing.
Oh well, they're cute like this too.
It takes one to know.
You can't use the same line?
Damn it.
Can two?
You're not even trying.
The hut enclosure is less decorated, mostly aligned with some white string lights, setting a subtle yet distinctly holiday mood.
I wonder which one is Ollie. It's so hard to tell them apart when they're like this.
Yeah.
Found him.
Whoa, really?
It's barely visible due to the dim lighting, but I point directly ahead to my reflection.
Very funny.
Yeah. A comedian.
Chance to give me a pout, and I take the chance to return the kiss she gave me earlier. It's sudden enough that I managed to catch myself off guard just as much as her.
That was pretty bad.
You loved it.
Yeah. Got you though.
Come on, let's walk around some
Oh
more.
my god. Oh my god. God damn.
After you.
This has to be the best aquarium date we've had on this channel. The walls were with fish of all shapes and sizes and colors. They flit about temporary decorations set on the floor of the tanks, making a vision of their own sort of Christmas lights.
I was starting to wonder if you forgot that an aquarium has fish in it.
You're gonna make fun of me? Here? In my element?
I would never.
She reaches for my hand and I freely offer it.
I love the mammals, but this was my favorite fish tank growing up. It always felt more colorful than the rest.
I'm sure the bed of pink pebbles had nothing to do with that.
Maybe. Probably. But look at the actual fish!
She points to various vibrantly colored creatures with her free hand as I pass us by, dropping random facts on the various species when she has one available, which is more often than not. The fascination with them doesn't end, and I find it easier and easier to borrow some of her excitement and make it my own. So long as it's with her, I could definitely see myself visiting again and again. Aww.
The food here always makes me so nostalgic.
That's as good a reason as any, I guess. Well, it's better than just grabbing something from a vending machine. It feels somehow more touristy than anything we've done yet so far. There's mac and cheese and I have some chicken tenders. I would have felt weird ordering the fish sticks.
The menu really hasn't changed since I was a kid.
And you're not sick of it?
It's part of the experience.
She stops eating for a moment, clearly thinking something over.
You're fine with this, right?
Yeah.
Of course. I was told to expect the grand tour from you tonight, remember? Wouldn't want to miss out on a crucial part of the experience.
Thanks, Ollie.
The mood seems to mellow, but his smile doesn't.
I'm super happy we came here tonight. Thanks for agreeing on such short notice.
Hey, anything for you.
There's no way I'd say no. After all, we would have missed the North Pole penguins.
Yeah.
She raised me off and we both share a small laugh before returning to our food.
I'm surprised we got to the aquarium so fast, though, given how eager you were to dismiss it at the cafe. I must have done something really impressive.
Well, you know.
She uses bites of macaroni to buy herself some time before answering.
The next few days will be pretty busy. I've got some last-second gift planning to deal with. You're gonna be having dinner with your mom, then there's the big Christmas thing itself. I figured, you know, making the last little bit of time we have together alone special was worth skipping a few steps.
I sort of allowed myself to forget I wouldn't have a lot of free time the rest of this week, but she's absolutely right.
I mean, you say this is alone time, but I'm willing to bet your mom has been in earshot of us all evening.
For your sake, I hope not. With that thing at the otter exhibit you tried to pull.
Like you're one to talk. Oh, right. You reminded me, actually.
Hmm?
It's been on my mind to ask for a few days, but it keeps getting pushed to the background with other goings on.
I know you're gonna be busy, so don't feel pressured. But you're free to come visit Mom and I for our makeup Christmas if you want. I figured fair's fair, with me joining yours and all.
The priest's face was already shining bright, but now she's practically blinding.
I don't care how much stuff I have to move around, I'll definitely make sure to drop by.
Aww.
I'm happy to hear it. Now that everything's settled, we should get back to the tour soon.
Oh, right.
After we finish our dinners, we decide to walk around the aquarium a little bit more. We walk together under the twinkling lights, enjoying the cool evening, taking in the swimming sights again. We stay later than we planned before we even realize it. Good aquarium date. Thank you. Thank you, blessed. Yes. The pile of gifts on my coffee table is modest, so no more than 3, but trying to make them look presentable took all morning. With how busy life has been, the holidays managed to sneak up on me pretty effortlessly. Yes, having to schedule an early Christmas with Mom definitely hasn't helped things feel closer than they would otherwise. Not that I'd ever complain about that. Taking one last glance at the meager stack of presents, I decide my efforts have earned me a cup of coffee as a reward. I pull myself up on the couch and as if on cue, my doorbell rings. Oh, hello. I can't imagine who would be visiting today, and I found myself just as dumbfounded when I opened the door and Allison is there to greet me.
Oh, thank goodness. I was losing hope after 2 wrong doors.
Sup? She lets out an exasperated sigh.
Hi.
Sorry for popping in like this. I had to ask around to get your address.
Okay.
You could have just asked.
I wanted it to be a surprise. Here, Merry Christmas.
She pushes a small gift bag into my hands, an ocean of festive colored paper sticking out from the top.
Oh, no, you didn't have to do
Steve?
anything. If I had known.
Steve? What the fuck did I just say?
That's exactly why it had to be a surprise. Go on. Open.
I do as she says, going slow out of a mix of caution and a small tinge of guilt. After shoving some paper around, I take out a ceramic mug colored with various shades of greens and blues. The handle's a bit misshapen, and there's noticeable bumps here and there, but it's hard not to smile at it.
Oh, you made
Steve?
this?
My buddy Steve? My expression shifts, unsure whether to smile or not.
I know it isn't perfect and not really creative or anything, but it's the thought that counts, right?
No, really. It's great. Perfect timing too, actually.
I put the bag under my arm so I can hold the gift in my hand, spinning it slowly as I look it over, piecing together a small plan to absolve myself of the remorse of not having anything for Allison in exchange.
I was actually just about to put some coffee on. If you have a few minutes to kill, you're welcome to a cup.
Oh, I didn't want to bother you or anything. Just wanted to do a quick drop-off.
It's not a bother, I wouldn't be offering otherwise.
If you have to go, that's fine, but you aren't interrupting anything. At the very least, it'd make me feel less bad about you walking away with nothing.
She tilts her head off to the side as she thinks, a small motion made noticeable only by the way her hair shifts to match.
If you're sure, then that's good enough for me. I could use a small break from the cold.
Nice. I place her coffee in front of her on the table, filled with sugar and milk as per her instructions. She's using the mug I had originally meant to use myself, salad and plain. She takes it in her hands and brings the drink to her lips. I do the same with mine, with a hand holding the base of it, admittedly not being entirely confident in the handle's durability yet. With the coffee doing its job of warming us up, Allison opens her mouth to speak.
So, how have things been? With Caprice, I mean.
Good.
Jeez. I don't even know how to describe it. Busy feels like an understatement.
Allison responds with a small giggle, followed by another sip of her coffee.
Sounds like her.
Yeah.
I take another small drink myself, trying to figure out how to continue the conversation, feeling like my response wasn't adequate.
I'll actually be spending Christmas over at her family's. There hasn't been much time at all to rest lately.
A very rare grimace from Allison. She tries her best to hide it away once she catches me staring, but the damage has been done.
Sorry.
Should I ask?
It's just that, well, I only really have my own relationship to go on. You know how I told you that the zoo in the winter reminded me a lot of happy memories?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Well, I spent last year at Eileen's family home too. And that was the complete opposite of that, more or less.
I bet Eileen's family didn't have anything as bad as a Caprice Millie Cold War going on either. Ugh. She must notice my face begin to droop because Allison is quick to pull herself to attention, like entirely upright and the eyes as white as it can possibly get.
Oh, but there were good times there too. And like I said, it's my only frame of reference, and whenever I see Caprice's mom at the aquarium, she's super nice and...
Basically, Mary.
It's fine. I get it. If it helps, I was already sort of planning for the worst, with Millie there and things being the way they are.
I creep back to calm herself, followed by another few sips at her cup.
Sorry. I'm just rooting for you two, and got a bit paranoid. In a lot of ways, it feels like I'm watching last year fold out all over again, just from an outside perspective.
Now this would be probably more fun if I actually knew what last year had been like, Allison, but I'm sorry, I haven't played your game yet.
That's a good sign, at least. With you and Eileen still going strong and all.
She gives a small smile, doing enough heavy lifting where words are unnecessary. The smile is quick to turn to shock as something goes off in her mind, and she digs her phone out of her coat.
Oh shoot. Speaking of which, I have to get going. Thanks for the coffee, Olive. I hope you and Caprice have a great Christmas together.
It's like playing Automata. Funny is the fucking thing though, because I did initially start Automata for myself way before, basically when it came out, because at the time the PS4 I have is one I bought from a friend, and I still had access to his library and everything, so I was able to just download Automata the day it released because he had pre-ordered it. And I did play it a little bit, but I never finished. I ended up playing Replicant for real, and then Automata after. She empties the rest of her cup in a couple gulps and immediately sticks her tongue out in disgust. No amount of sugar is going to master bitterness when you down it that fast. I know, it didn't get very far. Listen. It would be crazy high. I already have. How many games do I have on Steam? 500? 500 is not enough anymore. How many games do I own according to Steam? 601. Okay, never mind. I was a whole 100 games off. Jesus. She empties the rest of her cup in a couple gulps and immediately sticks her tongue out in disgust. No amount of sugar is going to master bitterness when you down it that fast.
No problem. Thanks again for the mug. I really appreciate it. Tell Eileen I said hi.
Too many. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Sammy, I'm not even going to attempt to look at how many games you have. I try to stick to basically just one thing though. But even then, no. Too many games. So many games. Actually, One day. Still fighting against the bitter consequences of her haste, she gives me the best smile she's capable of giving as she makes her exit. So I stand alone in my tiny living room, slowly enjoying the rest of my coffee in my new favorite cup. Your gamer power is not as powerful as yours. You only listen. It's not. Don't ever say it's only 200 or whatever. It doesn't really matter. It's like it's not a competition. It's not a competition who has more games. Especially if like half of the games I own I haven't actually played yet or finished. Like started and just not finished. That's the worst actually. It's one thing if it's a game that I bought because it interests me and like it was on sale or whatever, and I just haven't even attempted to start it, but the worst part is the ones where I started them and then never went through with them. Yeah. I am getting better though. As I say, time and time again, streaming them does make it easier. And I'm actually like at a steady pace. I mean, yeah, the amount doesn't matter here because you play games to 100% that then end up with several hundreds of hours of playtime. Like technically, if I didn't do anything else, or like if I just stick with one of my visual novels and even the bigger ones, I can play through several of those in the time it takes you to 100%. Like yet another JRPG or Yakuza or, well, I already covered like Trails and everything with JRPGs. Please, most means you're more responsible with your cash. Yeah, maybe. Progress wasn't very good to begin with. It's not. The most important thing is that you feel comfortable and you have fun. As soon as you start like acting like it's a job to get through all your games, I think you lose the fun of it. Or there's a very high chance you would lose the fun of it. It's not a job. It's a hobby. I have two naughty ones. Hi, Mel. The whole version, trying out so many things would never come in. I try. I have taken many steps away from, oh my god, I need to play a game to 100% if it's something where I just know that I won't have fun with it or it's too hard for me. The most I'm always interested in a game is the story. So as long as I see everything from of a story that I want to see, I'm happy. I do not need 100% on every single side thingy, on every single mini game. On a visual novel, I will try to get it to 100%, even if it has mini games that are maybe a little harsh, like Valhalla's little fucking bullet hell mini game. That kiss, aha, oh, still hate it, but I love that game a lot. So it was the only thing I was still missing. So I preserved. God, I will not attempt 100% on games anymore where I just know it's not feasible. And it's good. It's good. Mom reaches over to light some candles. They add to the ambience of the cheap string light she gifted me when I first moved out, now a yearly staple. Besides that, there's no tree or decorations to speak of, but the snowfall outside and the quiet of the room suits us just fine. The room is filled with the smell of oven roast as I finish mashing potatoes. Mashed potato! Today isn't Christmas, but it's the closest thing we have together. I join her in the living room. She's sitting on my old sofa, staring distantly out the window.
Your place looks lovely.
No, you look lovely.
We don't need much. We've got plenty here.
Shouldn't ask for more.
I remember at the old place we'd put up little signs to make sure Santa found his way even without a chimney.
Christmas was never huge with us after we moved. I was always pretty content with the gifts Santa brought, even if it was Mom who knife forced me to make a list every year.
It was so cute how worried you were that he would forget to bring me a present.
Yeah, I'm not gonna judge the naughty games. Oh no, how dare you. Whereas honor mode, ooh, yeah, no, that doesn't sound. As soon as the game wants me to play it on a specific difficulty, I'm out. This is what you're yelling at. Especially in Jasper, and it seems so true. Especially ever since they have this really big problem to even get their games on Steam. Like, there's not even. Just use a company. Just are the ones behind. Basic all of the Nitro Chiro, the English releases of stuff like Dramatical Murder and Lamento once is coming out. All of those. And also a bunch of big titty many things. And sensitive steamer. Yeah. Aren't just also the ones that actually brought us flowers, or am I misremembering? Yeah. They are. Except my browser is now dying after I googled this, please. Shame, because it's a great game. Oh, they're an English visual novel publisher. And a lot of their stuff includes big titties. License is run out. Oh, okay. Alright, let's celebrate Christmas.
But he always did.
Yeah. Well, after the time he did slip up and you gave me half of yours, I made sure he never forgot again. My little Ollie was always the sweetest little kid. Too nice for their own good.
Her little Ollie. I've been hearing that name a lot more as of late, huh?
Don't say it like it's a bad thing. You were the one who taught me, after all.
I won't take all the blame. When you were growing up, do you know how worried I was that you never had a rebellious phase?
Then high school happened.
Oh!
Skipping class and hiding out in the Bell House once in a blue moon hardly counts. Every kid causes trouble, but you were a good kid. You still are.
I've never skipped class.
Thanks. You're a good mom, too.
She smiles in a sweet way and beckons me to join on the couch. Aww.
So, how are things going?
A complete accident. She reaches into a bowl nearby and wraps a small candy that she pops into her mouth.
The date at the aquarium was really nice.
Yes.
I'm so happy to hear that. I had to resist texting you all evening.
You didn't have to.
I would have kept asking every second how it was going. It's better I didn't.
You skip class too many times to count. Somebody else was like, wanna skip class? You would go, yes. No, because I could never figure out how people even do it. Like, how do you skip class? I'm someone who always sat in first row. If I wasn't there, the teacher would immediately notice. And I, like, huh? I can't help but chuckle to myself, thinking back to how that date started.
What is it?
You get to school and then you just don't go inside. But if I don't show up to my classes, they're gonna call home and be like, hi, your child is not in school, what's happening? Like, are they sick or whatever? And then it would be, oh, well, no. They went to school, so they should be there. She wouldn't have skipped class for that. Oh. Supposed to have 2 more, so they called home and oh no. Honestly, at that point, if I was already on the way home, I would just be like, okay, you know what, bye. Just call your mom. Ah, okay. Oh no.
Caprice's mom was the same way. Caprice basically had to pry her off of us at the start.
It's like, hi, it's so nice that you're here, but actually, you still have more class, so go back. No, that's so mean.
Oh, that's right. She works there.
Yep. Caprice gets discounts because of it.
Confirm to tell that. No. I was on I was on a non-formal U basis with our secretary in one school. The other one, not so much. But in the school I went to from 5th to 7th grade, like, she knew me and I knew her. She was cool. She even let me walk home one day when I felt sick, when they don't actually let 6th graders walk home because of the whole, well, we are the ones who are supposed to look after you right now if something happens on your way home. Back to bed, you can say, okay, yeah, no, my mom was the type to, oh, you're feeling sick, go anyway. If it gets too bad, you can go home. But then I was already in school, so I just stuck through the entire day. So I will not say that that is the way to go, though. Going to school or going wherever, it's like, oh, you're feeling sick, oh, it can't be that bad, just try anyway. It's not the way to go. I cannot recommend that to anyone, but that's how I grew up. Thank you for the hydrate time in the past. Nah. Here we go, you know what's going
The apocalypse!
You should bring them to the diner sometime.
Maybe.
There are better places to eat than the last place I want to spend what precious little free time I have is at work. Weird how things change between high school and college. Being in school during an apocalypse is so anime. Zombie apocalypse!
Aw, are you embarrassed your mom might serve you?
No, it's not that.
Still, if I tell mom as much, I feel like it will put her down. She loves the place. Not that I don't, but...
Well, I'd like to see Caprice again soon. Her mother, too.
Oh, right. About that. I'm sorry. I guess I should have asked you first, but...
That's a good thing. They gotta wait. I have math class now. I'll pull out my phone and give it a quick glance. Caprice said she was on her way a bit ago, but I've been anxiously checking for updates every few minutes regardless.
You didn't! Really?
I'm relieved to see she doesn't mind. To the contrary, she's excited.
I might have.
When did I have afternoon classes? I don't remember. I think we had afternoon classes once. In 10th grade still? Maybe? I honestly don't. I don't remember. I don't know. Like, even during my apprenticeship, where we had afternoon... Oh, well, yeah, we had afternoon classes twice a week. No, once a week. We had... First year of my apprenticeship, we had school twice a week, and the other 3 days you were at work, right? And then one of those days we also had afternoon classes, and then after those afternoon classes I had my business English course. Because they put it on that day, because they were like, well, you're already in school, you might as well just stay 2 hours longer for the English course, so we don't have all of you trying to get to the school after your normal work hours are over, because we all had different work hours as well. Well, everyone except for me was finished at 4 p.m. and my work lasted until 5 p.m. So, so they put it on the school day. So we had like the normal 6 hours, then a 1 hour break, then the afternoon classes until like 15:30, and then the business English course from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Which always sucked a little bit, because like half an hour of a break in between is it's nice to reset your brain, but it's also enough time to really absolutely lose any and all motivation to then sit through another full 2 hours of trying to learn specifics in another language. And I say this as someone who speaks English fluently, right? And I was happy I was doing that course, but also, Jesus Christ, trying to get your brain to do anything at that point in time? No way, no way. I was that tired by the time I got out of there. 2 days per week, then until 4. 2 then until one. Oh. Yeah, no, that's. I don't remember. I don't remember in like my high school years. I couldn't tell you. I can remember in 5th grade we had once a week we had school until 15:15, which is such a weird time. But I don't remember in the higher high school years. We also had a bunch of people skip the English course, which sucks as one of the only few people who was there every time. I missed over the 3 years. I missed exactly 2 classes, both of those because I was genuinely sick, and I didn't leave the house at all on those 2 days, so I missed out on them. But every other of these fucking classes I was there to learn. And I did learn, and I did pass the whole test thingy, yada yada yada. But it sucks so fucking bad, especially because half the time it wasn't the others that were not there. It wasn't because they were sick. They were there for our normal classes. I would see them, and then they would say, oh, by the way, I'm going home. Can you tell the teacher that I'm not coming today? Like, I'm sick. And I'm like, you're not sick, you're just skipping. But yeah, sure. We had days where it was only like, we were, hold on, let me think. We were 1, 2, 3, 4. We were 5 people from my class, 5 from another class, and then 2 more. Yeah, 12 people. We had days where we were only like 4 people in there. Like, imagine being the teacher in that situation. You drive there. Like, this wasn't even their main work. This was someone who didn't get paid for this and had to come in on basically their off hours as well, and then half the class is missing because they don't feel like coming. I felt bad for the teacher, but whatever. You know what? Enough school talk. I don't care. We're celebrating Christmas. I don't want to think about school anymore. Sick of school. As if I'm cute, I hear the buzz of my apartment's doorbell. I should have expected she'd skip the text and just come right up instead.
That's probably her. I'll get it.
Mom giggled sweetly as she heads back into the kitchen to start on the next bit of dinner prep.
You sure sound enthusiastic today.
As if she isn't. I spy her rebuttal as I quickly rush to open the door.
Ollie! Merry Christmas! I brought pie!
Hi! A box was shoved in my face.
Oh, you didn't have to.
Sure I did. It's chocolate.
She steps past me and begins looking around my apartment. She quickly notices my mom and rushes over to her.
Ah, hi, Miss Penn. It's been a while. Merry Christmas!
Oh, so she can use polite greetings.
It sure has. Merry almost Christmas to you too, Caprice.
Chocolate pie.
I had apple pie earlier today, actually.
I can't believe Olive has been keeping us apart. Is it me, Ollie?
Caprice gazes towards me with a false, heartbroken stare. I give her a raised eyebrow, but Mom pipes in immediately, looking a bit worried.
Oh, darling, I've just been working like a dog. Ollie's been just head over heels for you.
Oh, whoa! Joking! I was just joking.
Bright pink flushes her face immediately. I laugh a little to myself. Even without playing along with her bit, it looks like Mom is able to keep up with Caprice in her own way.
I know, dear. I'm teasing you. You just relax and the 2 of us will finish cooking up dinner here.
And sit here bored? No way! Let me help out with something.
No, you're not allowed in the kitchen after the egg incident.
You still owe me a lesson, don't you?
I don't work holidays.
Oh, Ollie, it'll be fun.
No!
We could use the help.
At least someone here trusts me.
Hey. Here, you try.
That's it? Come on, this is easy stuff.
So she says as she starts filling out her dinner with holes, consistently missing her mark with the meat thermometer. It's starting to look more like Swiss cheese at this point.
You can't just stick the thermometer in anywhere. Look, you have to measure a specific spot.
You love olive juice and Capri Sun together. Meow! Are you on? Wow! Hold on. Meow. Okay. That was a hello and a goodbye. I love when the cats come in and they're just like meow. But as soon as you try to actually give them attention and pick them up or whatever, oh, God forbid! Goodbye. Thank you. Thank you. Just heard of you. I point to the center of the roast for her to measure, only for her to jab the needle in with such speed and power that it forces me to pull back my hand instinctively in terror. She simply loves the brutal stabbing off with a small giggle.
It's good to see you two having fun together.
Mom smiles as she carries the tray toward the table.
Look! Is it ready?
She blocks my field of view with the meat thermometer without warning.
Yes, that looks fine.
Time to eat!
I don't think I've ever seen a meat thermometer in action. What the? Dinner comes and goes, the relative quiet of the apartment replaced with energy and excitement as Caprice and Mom catch up as if they hadn't seen each other for 15 years. We eventually make our way back to the living room for a small gift exchange, nibbling on bits of pie in between.
Caprice helped me with your gift. It isn't much, but I hope you like it.
Caprice practically bounces up and down in excitement as Mom carefully unwraps her gift.
Anything from you is bound to be wonderful. Doubly so if Caprice was involved.
She pulls from my carefully wrapped package a simple watering can, littered with paint, leaving almost none of the metal beneath visible.
Your flower pot gave me the idea. When I told Caprice about it, she wanted to help. So we split it up and painted different parts of it.
Oh, that's cute.
Oh, you too.
Mom softens visibly, the way she does whenever she tries not to cry.
I know spring is a ways off, but I hope it'll come in handy.
Well...
Of course I love it! Thank you. Both of you.
You're surprised to see that? We definitely don't have one of those. No. She pulls the two of us into a warm embrace. I feel Caprice hug back tightly too, and Mom plants a kiss on top of my hand. After we settle back down, Caprice leans a bit against me, content to watch.
Now, mine isn't as extravagant.
Reaching behind herself, she pulls out an envelope.
You know you didn't have to do anything.
I open it up to find a cute little Christmas card. And cash. Not a small amount either.
This is...
4 semesters worth.
I grit my teeth to try and hold myself together once my brain catches up and realize what's happening. What she's giving me. Everything I've done in my adult life was for the contents of this envelope. Working as much as possible, pursuing a degree I don't feel anything for, all to help support the woman who did everything and more for me. And here's the result of my efforts somehow back in my own hands.
Mom, I can't.
It's yours, Ollie. This is all yours.
I don't really know what to say. I've been sending money to Mom all this time, thinking she would need it more than me, thinking I can get by just fine. My mom's coarse, dry hands wrap around mine, gently pushing the envelope that I subconsciously been handing back to her towards me.
I want you to take care of yourself. I had no other way to convince you that I'm doing okay. That it's time for you to focus on your own future. Use it however you want. Take a year off classes, take a year off work. Find something you really enjoy doing. I'm so proud of you. Please stop holding yourself back for my sake. I'm your mom. You're supposed to let me support you, okay?
I can't say anything. Glancing over to Caprice at my side, she takes her hands and places them on mine instead.
And hey, you have Caprice now. You could even spend money on her. The two of you being happy together is as good a gift as any.
Caprice blushes a bit, but she squeezes my hands all the same, letting me know she's here for me.
We'll always have each other. But I need you to start living for yourself too. Okay, Ollie?
It takes me 1 more minute to process.
Yeah.
And with that, the dam bursts open as I bring my free hand up to bury my eyes. The stress of passing this last semester, following a business degree just to help as best as I'm able. She said things similar to this before, but as she and Caprice wrap me in a comforting hug, it's the first time I've really been able to understand what she's been saying.
Merry Christmas.
Aww.
Merry Christmas, Mom.
You take care of each other. Okay?
We will! I promise.
Oh no. We're going from one
Thanks for the ride.
Christmas that is making me cry to another Christmas that is probably also going to make me cry. Great.
Don't worry about it. I'd feel bad asking you to bike there.
I wonder if I'm the only one in this car feeling on edge. No, me too. Charlie hides it well if she is, and I don't think Caprice would ever admit to it. A big family meetup like this is supposed to be a huge anxiety-ridden part of the dating process. The feud between Caprice and Millie being the way it is, though, leaving a positive impression is second to just surviving the assured awkwardness of it all in my mind.
By the way, Caprice, what's with the present? I thought you dropped off all your gifts with me last time I came to pick stuff up.
Now this one just... haha. Yes. Yes, obviously. I'm also in the car. Yes. Duh. Can't you see? Can't you see? I'm right there. I was wondering why Caprice was traveling so light when these two picked me up. I remember Caprice buying her mom the cast iron for Christmas a while back, but the lone present sitting in her lap was way too thin to house it.
For a special someone, maybe?
She achieves her desired effect of having me retreat into my scarf in a vain attempt to hide myself from view. I hope I get used to the teasing, since it doesn't seem like there's going to be a stop to it anytime soon.
Nah, Ollie's was in the first batch. This is actually for Millie. I was only able to pick it up and get it wrapped this morning. I really want to bury the hatchet so we can go back to making good memories again.
Well as she was able to mask her tension before, it's hard to miss Charlie's shifted posture in response to that, her shoulders perking up as if 100 pounds had suddenly been taken off her back. Deep breath. The car door slams shut with a thud as I do a quick stretch. It wasn't a terribly long ride, but going through this motion helps loosen my muscles as well as my nerves. I join Caprice and Charlie at the door after finishing shaking out as much anxiety as I can. A couple quick raps on the door is enough to get a response. Hi! The door slowly opens to reveal Mike. Despite our first interaction going relatively well, it's so hard not to be intimidated by the face of his.
Hey!
Hi.
Not as warm as I'd expect two lovebirds to be. I guess with Millie around, they feel the need to walk on eggshells. Regardless, Mike's eyes soon shift from Charlie to me.
Hey, good to see you again.
Yeah, hi.
Same to you.
Look at you, Ollie. Just like old friends already.
Oh, are you going by Ollie now?
Olive's fine. Thanks.
Either way, glad you could make it. Come on in, you three. You won't get any warmer standing out there.
The warmth of the house feels both comforting and a little suffocating coming straight in from the cold. Charlie and Mike retreat into the kitchen while Caprice and I place our presents down beneath the crowded tree, Caprice being a bit more gentle than I typically expect from her. Karen wished she handled the gift as in present as she flops onto the couch, beckoning me to join her with a couple quick taps on a cushion next to her. I accept her invitation, giving the home a brief scan as I do. Despite being my first time here, it definitely gives off a nostalgic kind of vibe. Notably, however, Millie doesn't seem to be around.
This couch is older than me. Whenever we'd come to visit when I was little, I always felt like I could melt right into it.
Oh yeah. I remember you mentioning something about knowing the Clarks since grade school.
It goes back way further than that. Mine and Millie's parents were best friends way before either of us were born. Our moms met in high school and were inseparable ever since. I've spent every Christmas here. And every other holiday too.
She looks back up at the tree. Now that she mentions it, quite a few ornaments have her name on them too. I had a vague idea of how things were falling into place already, but I didn't expect a history to be that lengthy. Just another wrinkle in this already complicated situation.
Are you doing okay?
Breeze inches herself closer to me, enough for our arms to be naturally touching.
Yeah, it's just... Millie. I hope she actually shows up. Neither of us have had time to visit home in a while, so I get wanting to hang out in your old room for a bit, but... I don't know.
Any annoyance in her voice quickly mellows to a more somber tone. Being caught in an argument with one of your closest friends for so long must be unimaginably exhausting. On the car ride over, Caprice talked about wanting to start making happy memories. Already, the weight of this whole holiday being different from the past one seems to be putting her down. I lean a bit into her, grabbing her hand and giving it a small squeeze. I can't imagine what this would be like if she were here alone, but at the very least I want to remind her she isn't.
She'll be down soon, I'm sure. You've got a gift to deliver, right?
I don't get a verbal response like I was hoping for, but with the corners of her mouth tugging upwards, I consider the mission at least a small success.
Dinner's just about ready.
I jump at a sudden bout of noise, trying to hide it somewhat by transitioning straight to a standing position. Reese doesn't seem phased, but joins me nonetheless. Mike and Charlie have made their way out of the kitchen, eyes fixated briefly on the staircase before turning to us.
Finally, it smells great!
As always, don't get your hopes up. I haven't been practicing much since Millie moved out.
One of these days, we're going to get you to accept a compliment.
If you ever figure out how, let me know. I've been trying for about 21 years now.
Okay, okay. Aye. I feel my heart catch in my throat as Millie makes herself known, and it's readily apparent that I'm not the only one, as full sets of eyes look up to find the source of the voice. She sounds as warm as her smile, but when she meets us at the base of the stairs, it's more evident that her expression is at least a little forced. At least she's making an effort.
It's good to see you, Olive. Keeping Caprice out of trouble?
Impossible.
Wrong answer!
Against all odds, everyone's concerns about tonight seem to collectively disappear, so two try their hardest to ease the tension. Yeah, for now. Dinner went as well as it could have. Kind words, catching up, the odd friendly ribbing here and there. There was a lot of unsubtle pivots away from certain points of discussion as well. Sweeping the conversation under the rug, but for the sake of the holiday, it was probably for the best. The rest of the evening has been taken up by unwrapping gifts. Caprice sits on her largest pile thanks to my additional contribution. Despite what she'd say, creativity has never been my strong suit, so I ended up just buying her a cute tin and filling it with some homemade baked goods. From her, I got a pair of the Utter Teen salt and pepper shakers that hold hands when put together. That sounds cute. To my surprise, an additional gift rests for me under the tree. I unwrap it with overflowing curiosity. Making my way past the wrapping paper, I'm met with an orange scarf.
It's from both of us, though it was mostly Mike's idea.
Ah! He gives me a wide grin and I give him a sheepish one in return. I am never going to be able to walk this back. Our individual piles start to grow as the one under the tree continues to shrink. In the end, all that remains is a thin, medium-sized rectangle from Caprice to Millie. I don't want this. I don't want it. Mike passes it up to her before resuming his place, standing at the edge of the couch next to Charlie. She absentmindedly tears away at the wrapping as Caprice starts to slowly lean in to watch. Curiosity gets the better of me and I follow her lead. Millie's smile drops.
Caprice, what is...
Charlie and Mike circle around to take a peek. They both seem just as shocked as Millie. It's a gorgeous piece. The painting fully realizes itself. A woman with reddish blonde hair smiles towards the viewer, her hands clasped together near her face in a peaceful expression. I immediately recognize the style, and it's not Caprice's. Feeling my gaze shift to her, Caprice looks down towards the ground and continues.
I gave Eileen a couple references and asked her to work her magic. I tried to do it myself, but I wanted it to be perfect, so I went to the best of the best.
Caprice's smile softens, her ego obviously dampened by the confession. While that's one long-standing mystery solved, the other question on my mind remains unanswered. I figured that will reveal itself soon without me needing to prompt a potentially awkward discussion now.
I know you still miss her a lot, so I wanted to get you this. Something brand new of her, like a new memory of her, sorta.
Caprice speaks softly, the sincerity plain in her voice. This just makes the accompanying silence that much more painful.
I thought maybe we could hang it up somewhere, together. I don't want you to forget your mom either, Millie. I wanted to prove that. But maybe with this, we can move on too?
As the final piece of the puzzle falls into place in my head, I feel a chill run down my spine. I'm so sorry, Millie. Time passes in total silence, everyone waiting for any sort of response.
Ring is missing.
Huh?
Her wedding ring.
Oh, well, that's not a big deal, I'm sure.
Not a big deal. It's part of who she was.
Millie closes her eyes transparently to push back some form of frustration while the rest of us look on.
Look, I appreciate it, but I can't accept this. I'm sorry.
Huh?
Hey, come on. Eileen only agreed to help with this because it was for you. People care about you, you know?
Caprice attempts to playfully keep the mood up, but her voice doesn't match her face. Her smile is strained and Millie avoids her gaze completely.
I don't need your club to look after me.
Well, one of them has to.
Millie's expression warps from its previously confused, hard-to-read state into one of anger, staring daggers into Caprice.
Caprice, hey.
Charlie's weak attempt at talking down her daughter has an undertone of resignation. It's too late to put this back in its box and everyone knows it.
You surround yourself with negative people and experiences and then wonder why you feel so down in the dumps.
Oh no.
You aren't stupid. You know the club stuff isn't what this is about.
I have no idea what this is about. You never try to explain anything, and when we do finally get you to open up, it's all a big contradictory mess.
Volume continues to rise even through clenched teeth. They're both close to breaking and I'm dreading finding out which one cracks first.
Oh, I just don't want Mom to be forgotten. Oh, I don't want this reminder of Mom because of some dumb ring.
If it's so dumb, then why are we all making such a big deal about your mom having one now?
Caprice physically recoils back in anger, unsure of how to process that. Her mother keeps her eyes trained downward, fidgeting with the band on her finger.
How can you even say that with a straight face? What's your problem?
Oh, sorry. Guess it's only dumb when it's important to me. Lesson learned.
Mom and I love you. I just want you to talk to us.
And I just want you both out of my life!
Millie hastily grabs her coat from the coat rack and marches out the door with a definitive slam. I hope she'll be okay. To my side, Caprice is frozen, staring at the door that just closed. I go to reach for her hand to tell her that I'm here, but she gently pulls away and clenches her fists onto her lap. Turning my attention back to the couch reveals a totally different scene than the one that was there just minutes ago. Charlie slumps forward, her face buried deep in her hands.
Oh, Aid.
I places a hand on one of her shoulders, giving it a supportive shake. Gently picks up the piece of heart that unraveled everyone's best intentions for the night.
It's a beautiful painting, Caprice. Thank you.
Wordlessly, Caprice stands and leaves the room, slamming the door to the guest room behind her. Incredibly out of my element and with nowhere else to go, I head to the kitchen and bury all my emotions into the waiting pile of dishes, pots, and pans. As I clean, I feel my face getting hotter and tears prick at my eyes. I had no idea. If I did, would I have told her to do otherwise? Could I have? No matter how I think about it, I can only come back to her. All the time worrying over this painting. Worrying over it with Eileen in secrecy for months. Of course she must feel now, wishing I could be there for her, but being pushed away still ringing clearly in my mind. The day ends when Charlie quietly approaches me, my arms deep in the sink, cleaning the twice washed dishes, and offers me a ride home. Oh yeah, that makes sense. We're not staying over. Damn. It's eerily quiet. The only sound is the low rumble of the car. Houses we pass are beginning to alight with twinkling decorations. I don't really know what to do or say, or if I should do or say anything at all. Even from the backseat in the dark, it's easy to imagine the expressions Caprice and Charlie are wearing. Charlie with a stressed forward brow, Caprice staring out the window, quietly fuming. It's a quiet that concerns me. Instead, I've been occupying myself with my phone. It vibrates again. Oh! Went about as bad as I could have done. God. What should I have done? You? Oh, wow. The writing club is dying a slow death and Millie's keeping it alive just to avoid talking about her feelings. Haley's always hot to read, but not so here. I don't think you've ever seen a frustrated, angry Haley. Maybe it was wrong of me to text her about this, but I don't know who else I could have turned to. Like, what can anyone do at that point? It seems like she's really hurting. Obviously, I know that. How's she gonna heal if she pushes everyone away, though? You and Caprice did what you could.
You doing okay? Need me to turn up the heater?
I'm fine.
Caprice's answer comes quick, and she doesn't take her eyes off the outside passing by. It's not like I came here today intending to ruin the holidays. Each of them must have hoped for another happy memory, like it's been every year before this. Too bad for, I don't know, both of them and the parents. Yeah, but then again, they should have known this was coming. You think so? You don't? Mom and Dad announced the good news to Caprice and expects her to keep it a secret till they can break the news to Mills themselves. Etc. You knew the rest. A wedding is one thing. I didn't know about her mom. Oh, seems like that might actually be part of the problem, huh? Never bringing her up. No. I get it. I can't even imagine losing my mom, or even my dad. He's mostly out of my life, but he's still alive. If he had died instead, would I be okay with Mom remarrying? I want to say I'd be fine with it, but it's hard for me to know for sure. Emotions aren't really anything you can predict, even if they're yours. Caprice is probably in the same boat as me. She didn't lose a dad, she doesn't see Mike as replacing someone she lost. I wonder if she's excited and Millie isn't. Maybe replacement is the wrong word though. It's not like her mom is being replaced, right? It's a new phase in life or something, especially considering it's been so many years. Do you think they should have had separate Christmases? I don't know if there's a good answer to that. I don't think Caprice would have wanted to do that. She was looking forward to it today. I see another glance at the front seat. If there's a change in the mood, I can see it. I know, but just do your best to be there for her. Don't need to tell me that. I'll talk to Mills. I'll try to, lol. Okay. Thanks for letting me know about all this, so I won't say anything stupid later, like, I don't know how they go. No worries. You're a good kid, Olive, unless you're secretly not. You have to tell me if you have a dark history. My worst crimes are behind me, don't worry. They all say that.
We're here.
The car stops just outside my apartment building. Guess I lost track of where we were. I unbuckle and exit the car, wordlessly Caprice and Charlie do the same. I meet them both around near the front of the car, huddling into my scarf for warmth. The car's heating was tepid at best, but at least it provided some protection from the ice-cold wind.
Thanks for the ride. Merry Christmas.
Hey, anytime. Merry Christmas to you too. Thanks for coming. It's always nice seeing you.
I'm sorry it turned out so... you know. This was supposed to be a good day.
Caprice.
Caprice shakes her head. Charlie's voice falters and she just gives a soft sigh and weak smile to me instead.
It's just been a really stressful few months. For everyone. I hope you'll give us another chance next year.
I'd be happy to.
Good to hear. Good night, Olive.
Good night, Charlie.
Ma, you said it. You finally said it.
I turn to leave and make it a few steps up the sidewalk, but...
Hey, Ollie, wait a sec.
She turns to her mom, already halfway inside the car to leave.
I think I'm gonna stay the night at Olive's, if that's okay.
Of course. Call me if you need anything, okay?
Always.
Caprice gives her mom a quick hug and the two exchange quick goodbyes and love yous before she rushes up the few steps after me.
Hey, so I'm staying here.
So I heard. Come on in.
I lock the door to my apartment and flick on the light. Caprice is right behind me, eager to escape the cold. After discarding my wit away and cracking the heat as high as it'll go, I join her on the couch. She sits with her legs pulled up onto the couch, making herself as small as possible and staring out the window. She's made herself unavailable to any form of embrace I can offer besides rubbing her back. It takes a few moments for her to acknowledge my presence. She doesn't make eye contact with me, but she scoots a little bit closer.
Are you okay?
She shakes her head.
No, not really.
Do you want to talk about it?
Another shake of the head.
I really wanted to have a good Christmas together. I'm sorry.
Don't apologize.
Too late.
Even at that, she gives me a tiny apologetic smile that just makes me feel even worse. Still, it's not about me right now. Once again, I reach for Caprice's hand, but this time I kiss her fingertips and squeeze. The move is so newly intimate I blush a little, but Caprice looks up for the first time. Success.
Christmas isn't over yet, and we get to spend the rest of it together. I love you. I'm going to go make myself a hot chocolate. Would you like one too?
She smiles. A real one this time. She squeezes my hands back.
Well, if you're already making them.
2 hot chocolates coming right up.
It's not long before I return, handing her a mug before I sit down next to her, going slow as to prevent spilling my own. I made sure hers was giving me the works, with extra whipped cream and some chocolate shavings. Mine's plain, but that suits me fine.
Whoa.
Impressed by the extra work put into hers, she gives it a small sip. Her face lights up, which is such a huge relief to me after how the night's been going so far.
Was that a good whoa?
It was a great whoa.
A great whoa! She repeats the act she pulled off on the Clark's couch, moving closer to me until we're touching. This time she takes it a step further, resting her head on my shoulder. We sit in a relaxing silence for a bit as the already dark sky outside gets even darker, illuminated only by the fairy light. I lazily strung around the window, and the far more festive houses. Festive. God fucking damn it! Festive houses in the distance. After a few more sips, I feel Caprice shift a little next to me. She looks about ready to start crying, but instead chooses to right herself with an exhale instead, pushing everything back.
You okay?
Still no. But a bit better now. I screwed up really bad, huh?
She rotates the mug in her hands. Part of me wants to try and steer the conversation to spare the possibility of dragging herself through the mud again, but if she wants to talk now, then the best thing I can do is listen.
I was working on it for so long. I was practically learning how to paint from scratch. All that effort just to try and make something good enough for her.
Hi, Bubba.
I know, I must sound like a big hypocrite. Normally I'd be all, it's the thought that counts and it doesn't need to be perfect. But in this case, it just did. It had to be perfect. And no matter what I did, or how hard I tried, it wasn't. I just couldn't pull it off, so I ended up asking Eileen to do it for me instead. It was such a quick turnaround, too. I felt awful about it. She really did an amazing job.
It was beautiful. I was shocked, though, if I'm being honest.
Caprice laughs a little at that, taking a minute to savor the drink.
She's a big softie, regardless of how much she tries to hide it.
No, not that. I mean, you. I remember you telling me how much you hate asking.
Oh! She gives a non-committal shrug, sorry.
I was so desperate for it to be good, Olive. Millie deserved it, I thought.
And now?
I mean, you saw what she thought of it. Not just her either. Mom and Mike were so sad, I couldn't look either of them in the eyes for the rest of the night.
I've never heard her sound so utterly defeated before. My heart sinks lower and lower with each passing word. I try to think of something to say, but I keep coming up empty. There's nothing about the situation that I can really comment on. All I know is that Caprice's heart was in the right place. I don't doubt that, and I don't think anyone else can either. I just wish I could help reassure her of that in some way, but the facts of the situation aren't in my favor.
I don't remember much about her. Millie's mom. It's not like we were toddlers when it happened, but, like, do you remember everything about your
Not at
childhood growing
all.
up?
Lots of stuff slips through the cracks, yeah.
Yeah, and as close as our families were, I still didn't see her every day or anything. I don't remember much. I only ever remember her being kind. And I remember how happy Mom was whenever we were around Millie's family. But it's really hard for me to think of specifics.
She takes a sip of hot chocolate, trying to piece together her next sentence. Then she takes another.
I remember other things clearly, though. I remember Millie crying. I remember hugging her as tightly as my little arms could. I remember falling asleep with her on the couch, nestled between Mom and Mike.
Another sip, slow and deliberate.
Those were the things I was thinking of when I started on that dumb painting. I'm out of ideas, especially if she won't actually talk to me.
There's a level of contentment in her resignation that breaks my heart more than if she were to simply sound sad about it.
There's always a plan B, even if you haven't thought of it yet.
The painting was like my plan Q.
Then you still have a good amount of the alphabet left to go.
Maybe.
If someone like me can believe that, then surely there's some sort of spark in you that can too.
After a small sigh, she lifts her head up for a moment, only to remove her head and rebury herself on my shoulder, wiggling back and forth a couple times to make sure she's as deep in as she can get.
Thanks for listening to me whine all night. I know it's not the best way to end the holiday.
It's fine. Like I said, we're still spending time together in the end.
Yeah, this is nice.
I lean in, resting my head against hers. We stay like this until both of our cups are empty and for a bit longer besides. Oh. Yeah, it sure is a Christmas. The morning already started off on a bad foot. Literally, with my foot cramped up and my neck sore from sleeping on a couch. Face was the same. As comfortable as we were drifting off, neither of us wanted to commit to sleeping in bed together or separating. Even without that, it seems like sleeping on it made things worse. Breeze has been checking her phone non-stop, staring blankly at the contacts list and refreshing her text messages. I excused myself for a quick shower, and she still slumped a bit on the couch waiting for a text message that probably won't come. But now, rummaging around my fridge and cabinets, I realize I haven't been grocery shopping lately. I hate myself a bit for not preparing better. As good a full breakfast would be for both of us, it can't be helped.
Anything you want to do today? We have the whole day to ourselves.
Yeah.
Wanna go dye our hair a crazy color?
Yes. Obviously. I don't know what else I was expecting. Definitely not that. Well, Millie is not perfect. As much as she likes to think she is. She was hurting, and in her hurt also managed to hurt other people. A lot. Just interested in seeing how they're gonna work it out here.
I think I'm good. I was thinking more like going out somewhere to eat.
I would like to dye my hair crazy color. Ugh. Catching herself by surprise, she finally looks up from her phone, guilt written across her face. She flails her hands as she continues.
Oh, gosh, sorry. That wasn't because of you. I was just joking. I don't really feel like going out at all right now. I'm okay skipping breakfast. I'm not really hungry.
She falls back into the couch. Before she can go back to her phone without thinking, I grab a skillet pan off the stove.
No, it's okay. I have enough for some omelets at least.
Yeah, right?
Do you want to help?
She stares at me unconvinced.
I think it's probably better if you just do it.
Maybe. But I do owe you a cooking lesson. Unless I should just consider that debt forgiven.
Please takes an extra minute to think it over. I wiggle the frying pan as enticingly as I can in her direction. We both know how ridiculous I look right now, and thankfully it's enough to crack a smile on her face and make her pop up from the couch.
Okay. The last one barely counted, so you owe me double.
Not how that works.
It's interest. She's gonna start charging you interest on it.
triple.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, the smell of cooked eggs filling the kitchen is nigh overwhelming.
Fold it. No. More like...
You do it.
She thrusts the spatula in my direction, letting go of the pan in front of her and immediately taking a step back. I take it and try to salvage the current mess. It's definitely not an omelette. The eggs have stuck to the pan and the uneven flipping have made it more like a half-cooked scramble. Hi TK, good evening. It's not burned at least. Add a bit more milk for fluffiness and after a couple more moments scrape the finished scramble onto a plate next to the other misfits.
You're doing fine. Don't worry. We can try again.
This was stupid. What a waste of eggs. How many are even left? Like 4 out of the entire dozen?
Voice is uncharacteristically angry, but her face is red with embarrassment and frustration. She wipes her face, refusing to let any tears fall. We have gone through most of the eggs. None of the omelettes have really come together for her like the first one I made as an example, but they still look delicious.
Let's just eat, it's fine.
Despite her words, she's already cracking 2 more eggs into a bowl. She whips up the omelette quickly, staring with all her pent-up frustration. I put the spatula on the counter next to her silently. While she turns to grab another plate, I put the heat on the stove down a tiny bit to account for the pan already being pretty hot by now.
It's just eggs. They taste the same no matter what they look like. What's the difference if it's all soft and fluffy and perfect or messy and scrambled and terrible?
While the sizzles in the pan and she swirls it around with a spatula, she adds a tiny bit of milk to the egg mixture with her other. Scrambling, she pours the mixture into the pan and on this attempt, she waits. She stares at the mixture, browsing it in concentration until it begins to yellow and bubble up. With a slow, deliberate motion, she traces underneath the omelette to make sure none of it's sticking this time. Then she tilts the pan forward as she flips the top half of the omelette over on itself. Covers it with the lid. That's to a full minute.
58, 59, 60. Is it done?
Looks like it. Here. Can you scoop it onto the plate?
Okay. Does it look okay?
Looks perfect.
You're just saying that.
Do you want me to find criticism?
She hesitates, looking at the plate. The omelette is fluffy, the minced ham dots the surface with color, and the cheese is melted beautifully.
Well, when the pro chef says it's good, then I guess it has to be, huh?
Let's eat. 8+ for you.
She perks up at the genuine grade for her work. She bites her lip a bit, and tired as she looks, she's flushing a bit with pride. I can't help it. I give her a little kiss on her cheek. We bring all the undercooked, overcooked, misshaped, and broken omelets to the table for a second feast in the last 24 hours. I think I've said this time and time again, because it's a thing I keep thinking. But as someone who doesn't like the taste of eggs and who also can't have eggs, I wish I liked them. I don't. I severely dislike the taste and the texture and anything to do with eggs. Genuinely. But on the other hand, you can make very basic food very quickly if you just have eggs at home. That would be nice. But sadly, it's not something I get to enjoy. So, hey Perry, thank you. How are you? She breathes in the spiced coffee from my mug. It was a gamble knowing her, but it seems like I put enough sugar and cream into it to make it palatable.
Yeah, it's very Christmassy.
Christmas.
Can't believe it's already come and gone.
The build-up always feels the longest, huh? And then it's over.
It's worse when you're a kid. December used to feel like it lasted an entire year.
Yeah, I get that. Mom would always try to be sneaky about presents, always asking me what I wanted without actually asking.
I'm good. We just survived the disaster that is the Christmas evening, and we're now dealing with the aftermath in this room. For most of my childhood, I spent Christmas alone with her. That was if she got work off, and she always tried to.
Oh, mine too.
She giggles. I'm glad we can share memories like this.
She tried to hide them over at the Clark's place so I couldn't find them. But I wised up to that. There was a year I tried to get Millie to help me search. We looked all over, but we got caught before we could find anything.
Oh, I would find my Christmas gifts every single year, but I would still pretend I didn't know what it was. There was only so much space where my parents could hide them in.
Ah, the Clark house always felt so big. So many places to hide. Them having 2 whole floors blew my mind as a kid.
I can't help but laugh at the nostalgia-induced frustration. I guess it's something a lot of people would be able to relate to.
My mom always hid stuff in the same place. After we moved to the apartment, at least. I think trying to peek is more fun than seeing what's in there.
Another family mouse.
Then you ruin Christmas morning.
Oh, have you moved a lot?
Hi, Room. Thank you for the
A
pet.
few times, yeah. We used to celebrate with my dad and grandma when I was really young. After they divorced and we moved out, Mom always made sure to decorate the place to make it feel extra special.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know.
I shake my head. There's a bit of a somber feeling in my chest as I recall that far back. A big, beautiful tree packed to the brim with presents, the smell of pine sap, and a home-cooked meal. It's quickly put into perspective and I remember all the shouting, all the fighting. It's always been just you two. I don't know how long ago it was that Caprice asked me that question. In all the ways that it matters, it has been.
I'm happy it happened. My mom's a really, really great mom.
I'm good. How are you?
My grandma thought they should just work it out for my sake. I can't imagine how hard it must have been. She still says she feels really selfish for it.
I still don't see how staying together is in any way actually helpful to a child. Because the child will feel the tension. Like, a child is not dumb. The child will feel that, okay, there's something different here. But, I don't know.
I've always been proud of her for getting out of a bad situation to find her own happiness in life. I think, in the end, I prefer those memories of us celebrating in our cramped, one-bedroom place more than anything else.
Yeah, spending time with Mom in our place around this time was always really cozy too. Like a special kind of warm.
And then everything is okay. Oh, have fingers crossed for you.
I'm going to miss that place. She'll be moving in with Mike after they get married. Last I heard, she's already started packing.
I never considered that.
I see.
I grew up there, you know?
I give her a bit of a nod of understanding. I can't relate entirely, but I've never been able to forget my childhood home and all the memories there either.
No, but don't get me wrong. I'm happy Mom's marrying Mike. It's like you said, I really want my mom to pursue her own joy for once, and I'm excited that our family is growing. I wish Millie understood that this is just the family we've always had coming together.
I guess her perspective on it is a little different.
Looks like it.
We eat in silence for a moment. I was hoping yesterday wouldn't come up so soon, especially with how well the morning's been going, but I suppose it was inevitable.
I'll miss it. Honestly, I miss it now. A lot of the time.
She posted the last bits of her scrambled eggs.
More and more lately. I should probably go visit Mom before she moves out of the place. Actually, I had planned on going back with her yesterday before the sudden change in plans. I'm tripping all over myself this morning. Last night was really nice. I don't regret it for a second.
Hi, good evening.
You're fine. I get it.
She must still be distracted over how things went yesterday. I could never blame her for that.
I think you should definitely take that trip soon. Sounds like it'd be good for you.
Yeah. I'll give it some thought. She's not too far, but it might have to be an overnight trip.
Well, that should be fine. Still some time before school starts up, right?
Pikachu. Sure.
Pikachu. Bega bega. Pikachu.
Ooh, that is loud. Jesus.
Yeah, plenty of time.
She goes back to her food, taking another forkful.
We can take today a bit slow, though.
Sounds like a plan. Ah, Act 3, 2-point perspective. Oh, I will actually, no. I will use that. That's a good point. If we're only starting chapter 3 now, I'm gonna put a stop to it
First
here.
and foremost, I hope everyone had a great holiday.
Yes! Actually, Caprice, I'm so sorry though. I will be interrupting you. I'm glad. I'm glad you like the Pikachu impression. I like doing it. I just wish I was able to do it like slightly less loud. You know, I can also imitate a goat, but only very loud. So I'm not gonna do that right now because my parents are already trying to sleep. No, no, I will know. Some other time though. Best ghost impression. Woo, woo. But this is good. This is good. This means we can for sure finish Caprice's story next time, and that way we should be able to get all this then, which gives us more story. I have not, and I will not be playing it. The goat is loud. Yes, the goat is loud. Very loud. Oh, you don't unlock. But you only start unlocking the gallery after you finish the whole thing. Okay. Wait, hold on, I just realized something. They both have colored, like, oh. Wait, do you think Olive also dyes their hair a funky color in Caprice's route then? No, the goat. No, but yeah, that's good. That's good. That means we're gonna do Act 3. And we're gonna continue playing this game on, I was planning on Sunday. I hope that works out. I don't fully know yet what the rest of the week will bring, but we're definitely gonna do that. For now, I'm gonna have to find someone to raid. Wait. I don't actually know who to raid. Yeah, you came by right at the end, sorry. It's Tuesday, I don't know who's actually live on Tuesdays. I don't stream on Tuesdays usually, this is... But yeah, have a good night everyone. Thank you so much for coming by. Sure, suggest me someone because I genuinely don't know. I'll send you guys to. I would send you over to Tip, but Tip is doing a focus stream where she's studying, and I feel like writing into a studying focus stream is a little Thanks for the stream. No, thank you for coming. I hope you all enjoy the game as much as I do. Oh, art stream. I mean, sure. They do speak English and Spanish. Sure. I'm gonna take your suggestion then. Let me set up that right real quick. English and Spanish. Yeah, I can see that. No! Incoming ad break. How dare you? Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, ad break. I'm literally ending stream right now. Big Yakuza fan? Nice. I'm also a big Yakuza fan. We all love Yakuza in this house. But yeah, that's gonna be it for tonight, everyone. Next next stream for sure is Friday, where we're gonna continue Ace Attorney, and then the weekend is gonna be me having trouble fitting streams in when real life is kicking my ass. But we'll see how that goes. Thanks for streaming. Thank you for coming by. Have a good night, everyone. See you all soon. Good night. And bye bye. Bye bye bye.